Because I had a test one going earlier to make sure it was working, so I had to like listen back while still talking to people. It was weird, but anyway, here we are at the beginning of session 6. It has been 100 miles or so down the road, going towards the Emerald Loop here in the Xhorhashian Wastes. The party has reunited with the other team and decided to traverse the dangers of the Xhorhas Waste together, with the safety in numbers and getting a chance to get to know each other, as the threads of fate bring them all closer together. You have all met Ayojabe, a blue-skinned orc who claimed to have grown up in Jigao her whole life, yearning for adventure and excitement in life. Allegedly, her parents were adventurers and had once rescued a married genie and been granted a gift before settling down in Jigao, and Ayo was being born shortly afterwards. At this, you all overhear Dermot whisper, "Born from a wish." Dermot, the tiny yellow-skinned and kindly goblin that speaks with a stutter, but behind his broken words are a fierce passion for the Luxon and protecting his friends. He has mentioned dreams of a cave deep beneath the earth, with a blinding light that pulls him forward, filling him with strength and warmth. Galceriad, the drow elf with an air of haughtiness and mystique that could only come with one that practices the arcane arts, stating that he had left his home of Roshana, the capital of the Kreen dynasty, to get out and explore the world and discover the hidden arcane secrets of the Age of Arcanum that were destroyed during the Calamity, the war between the gods that forever scarred this blasted wastelands. Throughout the day of travel, Galceriad and Saeryn, who is still known as Arlo to them, seemed to hit it off a little, sharing winks and eventually arcane secrets, swapping spells from their books, with Saeryn learning the spells of the Gift of Alacrity and Fortune's Favor, 2 powerful dunamantic spells that work in the realm of bending luck and manipulating fate, which are some of the gambling satyrs' favorite things to do. You had also met Irvan, who claimed to be from one of the various Waste Walker clans, the nomadic tribes that roam these brutal lands, revealing that he recently had been having memories of a past life, a life belonging to a consecrated soul reborn from the Luxon, showing that there was more depth to the shaggy-haired, raucous youth, as he has been seen tinkering with random objects and metal bits throughout these last few days of travel. And then finally, the softest spoken but most imposing of the group, Maggie, the hulking ogre who, although didn't speak up often, seems to notice many things and speaks slow but deliberately. And through talks with Morgen, the two both realize there is much more to each other than the first glance appears that most people would assume of them, albeit for different reasons. This ragtag band of adventurers, your rivals in the Festival of Merit, had shown you all a small golden jewel, saying they had found it in that golden cavern that had opened up at the end of the showdown with the shark. They had received a vision when they had touched the jewel. A man with the shield and tattered red cape, calling out to Saeryn, begging for help and for her to send those who can save her. He was stuck in an expanse of darkness, shackled to the ground by threads of fleshy crimson substance. He saw us, and his name was Alexian, and pleaded for us to take the jewel to where he once prayed to the Changebringer in the heart of a temple of evil. In other words, a call to grand adventure, in Ayo's words. Inspection of that jewel by Ludo and Saeryn had revealed that it was wrapped in 3 separate threads of divine power, although only the silver light of Saeryn could be currently seen, and it had been identified by Saeryn to be called the Jewel of 3 Prayers. As the party continues on that road, putting more miles between them and Jigao, and slowly inching their way, getting closer to that approximate halfway point to their destination, that halfway point known as Emerald Loop, a safe haven of sorts. Throughout the travels, ragged sandstorms battered the party and made fast travel difficult, but the team let Ayojabe head the path tracking for the day, and in a stroke of luck, she had found a small protected path worn down and next to a cliffside, protecting them from the wind and sand, and eventually finding a small cavern entrance that led to a shaft where they all discovered veins of precious metals full of gems and other bits of ore ripe for the taking. But not before 3 Zorns, rock elemental creatures that fed off of these natural resources, had attacked the group. Battle was difficult, with most attacks glancing harmlessly off the rough, rocky hide, but the party got to see the rival team in action, and eventually the beasts were slain, and the spoiled shared amongst the teams. Saeryn netting 3 individual pearls, of roughly worth about 100 GP each. Morgen finding 3 diamonds each, roughly worth about 100 GP each by estimates. And then collectively them helping mining about a total of 300 gold pieces worth of raw silver unworked ore. They all decide to settle in for the day, finishing up after exhausting travels in the sandstorms, having some more discussions, with Ludo asking Galceriad about the nature of the Drow Elves and any significance of a Widow's Peak appearance. Galceriad informed him it had been a mark of the curse from when the Drow Elves were corrupted by Loth, one of the betrayer gods, or at least it's a genealogical legacy that most Drow Elves who have been saved by the Luxon who now live on the surface seem to be free from. Irvin and Saeryn then also ended the night sharing in the Waste Walker's dire skunk spice oil, getting goofy and pondering the meaning of the universe, the life, and everything in it, man, before passing out about 42 minutes later. And that is probably where we left off, with Aljin suffering a very sore throat for most of the last couple days, but now the raw runes have begun to heal, and seems like you can finally speak normally again. How are you feeling about everything? And also, you as a player, if you need any clarifications or about that's, I just dumped a lot on you, man. I'm sorry.
I got it. I think it's pretty standard. Pretty standard game mechanics, Find some stuff, do some stuff, attack some stuff.
Yeah. So break immersion and then get right back into it.
Yeah, get back
How's what's Aljin feeling? I said it was like a weird spider bug-like thing flew up out of the storm and into your throat, and then back out after you coughed and gagged for a second or two, and it's just was really hard to talk. Just don't mind me.
Okay.
Sorry, that was the narrative tool I used. I apologize.
That's cool. I love it.
Oh, you also found a really nice rock.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
A nice little rock. It's just a nice rock.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a nice rock. I like it. Just looking at the rock. He's just sort of looking at it. He's like, "This is a really nice." Oh, I can talk again. Oh, yeah, that's better. It's been. Would you believe it? That was the longest I've went without talking ever. I'm pretty sure ever. Yeah, since I could be able to do this, which has been a long time. This is a very nice rock, though. What does the rock look like?
It's actually, go ahead, give me a perception check on this.
Sure, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
+3 perception.
Mm-hmm.
I should click on it. 16.
16, yeah. So it's just a nice round, almost egg shaped that kind of maybe drew your attention first, and then it has a weird rainbow striation on it, like a spectrum of a hue of colors that more natural, but
okay.
It's fascinating.
Are we at night going to sleep, or do we just wake up? What time of day are we at right now? Is this pre-night,
so
post-night?
I think with the other group, I guess let's ask them. Basically, no one else had anything throughout the night, right? You guys had kind of set up your camp. You'd done a hard travel throughout the day through the sandstorms, and I think it was you just decided to bunker down in those caves to kind of ride out until the next morning. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, I would say we can fast forward onto this next morning spot.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm just looking at this rock. It's shiny. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Sorcerer, doing sorcerer things. Why not? Let's do this. And I'll do what I always do when I find things that look interesting, and that's I cast a spell into them, and I'll sit for a minute and like sort of look at it and trace the lines on the spell on the rock, and as I'm doing it, I'll cast distort value to put a spell into it just to see also what A, I'm curious what happens if I put a spell into it, and B, he always will try to distort value of things because if he wants to sell it in the next 8 hours, I think it's 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours, he will do it later. So he distorts value, casts distort value on the rock. He's like, you just sort of hear him humming and like tracing the lines. He's like, and that, and there. And he looks at the rock again as he casts distort value on.
Yeah, so it's those like striations of rainbow definitely seem to like strengthen and glimmer and sheen, like almost as if there's like, you know, like it's like an egg-shaped rainbow colored rock in your hand, and it seems to like, what's weird as you cast the thing like onto it, for some reason that like, because it's like an illusion spell, like what's the wording of
I'll post it.
Yeah, let's just check this out.
Post the display in BTT. It is 8 hours. It's illusion, yes.
An illusion first level. Awesome. So, I mean, it is a pretty rough, even stone. Like, so there's like no blemishes. Like, in your mind, and as you're looking at it, even though you cast this illusory spell over it, there seems to be no like visible difference that you can actually tell. Besides more of like, it may be, you know, it's like that like heightened color. You know, if you go into Photoshop and mess with like the contrast hue set, you know.
Nothing happened. Like, it looks practically the same.
Yes, almost identical.
Ah, huh. Okay, so it doesn't like or expels magic. Interesting. Maybe tomorrow he'll put in his pouch for now. He's like, I'll have to have someone identify that for me. Maybe, well, he sort of keeps it to himself a little bit and puts it back in his pouch.
Excellent. Also, just so you get the idea of where here is kind of the scene that everyone was in. You had been traveling along this bluff and you found that cavern that Iojabe had kind of just like dashed into, like shouting like, let's see what's in here. And they find this shaft full of all these gems and, you know, like metals, and they, you know, she and the other party just kind of started going ham and mining. A bunch of monsters attacked, and then you guys kind of settled down for the night.
Okay, in the same cavern.
So during that battle, you kind of like we kind of said you went and checked on the horses, I think is the official retcon.
Yeah, that's fine.
You were busy with the horses when a battle happened.
It's cool. I come back in, and then I find a shiny rock, and then we take a sleep, and then I, in the corner, just my back against the wall, casting a spell into a shiny rock. And everybody was like, "This is normal."
But so like this normal. Is like after the next morning, that's
cool. But I keep that to myself for the time being because it's fun. It's a fun little thing that happened, and it didn't react the way I thought it was going to. So I'll play with that later, or have someone help me with that later. So sorry. Hey, whoa! Everybody awake? Looking around because I figured that I just remembered that I sleep not as long as people. Who's awake? Anybody doing stuff? You know, Morgan's probably up.
Yeah, Morgan's definitely.
Hey, what are you up to? Sorry I missed that battle. The horses were acting a little funny. It sounded exciting though. I could sort of hear it, and then I figured there's 8 of you. I could probably just maybe not get killed today. It would be great. So sorry about that. Everybody's here, so that's great. What were those things you were fighting?
They were Zorn, these creatures that eat these rocks and gemstones for sustenance, and I assume they just hunt for sport.
Oh, okay.
I would say, yeah, you can make a nature check if you want.
I was just seeing if, as he's explaining it, or as she was explaining it, I was like, let's see if I know anything about that. Oh, a +0? No, I'm not gonna know anything about it. A 10. Oh, that is neat. Are
Yeah.
they from here? Like, well, not like underground, but are they from like
yeah.
here?
I was gonna say, even with a 10, you know, like there's natural elemental rock creatures. But sorry to interject.
No,
Yeah. But
no,
yeah, like
I'm
you
good
don't
with
know
him
much.
not knowing. I'm with him like, you're like, I don't know. Are they from this area? Or Zoran's from around here? Oh, cool. So rock in rock cavern, rock things attack. That makes sense actually. All right, everything's cool. Everything's good. You guys got a lot of stuff. It looks like from mining. So, what's the plan now? I guess wait until everybody else wakes up. That's probably the plan.
Yep, and we were going to have the horses carry the mined silver ore that we got. It's not something that's comfortable being carried by one person, of course. So
Yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff. A lot of silver. A lot of just good, hopefully expensive stuff. Horses, yeah, okay, yeah. They all seem to be pretty good last night. So as long as nothing, killed them in the middle of the night, I'm sure we would have heard it though. All right, cool. I mean, he just sort of sits down and just starts gnawing on some rations. Like, I guess we'll just hang out.
Yeah.
Want to see a cool rock? Since everybody else is
absolutely.
asleep. Oh, cool. I found this rock, and he pulls it out. I was going to keep it, but I forgot everybody else sleeps really long, and we don't. We have like 4 hours. After I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, other people aren't sleeping.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure Saeryn is snuggled up to a drow who also trances while Saeryn sleeps. So,
Yeah.
That's a good point. Weird.
I imagine like Galceriad would like wake and just like sit there and not move. Like if you're like cat or something, just like slept on you and you're like,
Yeah.
I can't get up.
Yeah, your passive perception, you just hear off in the distance like a slight like, and then like a more like a satisfied, like that wake up like, oh, I can't get up. It's not that bad. Like,
It could be worse.
Yeah.
This is okay.
wake up from a nap and the cat's on your lap and you're just having a good time.
And you're just like, I mean, this is my life, so take the bat. Yeah. And that's what you all notice with Galceria that, but yeah, everyone is still kind of sleeping at this moment.
I pull out the egg-shaped rock, and I'm like, so I found this over there, and I actually tripped over it when I was coming in from checking on the horses, and I thought it was neat. Has a real cool shine to it, which was cool, but he sort of like looks around, he's like, the weird part was I cast a spell on it, and it didn't change, and the spell makes things change. So it didn't do that.
Oh, and I would like to I think I can do this as a ritual.
Concentration. Cool.
Yeah, so you sit there and through that little verdant tome that you open up with that glimmering sign of Corel onto the front, and you take your time and you sit there and focus on that stone, this weird egg-shaped rainbow-hued rock. And after it'd be a ritual, so it'd be like 11 minutes, right?
Correct.
Yes, yeah. So 10 or 11 minutes, doesn't matter. After that time and you're sitting and focus on it, you realize this is something that is imbued with a magical property. Although it's not an enchantment of sorts, it's like you realize the reason his spell didn't take on it is because it's an like a dispel enchantment magic on it. And you realize that Aljin had found himself a dispelling stone. Link is in chat.
I saw that.
Everyone gets cool things in this cavern.
That is cool. Oh, that's awesome. It explodes.
I'll take that as
Nice.
DM fiat, what that means.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay. Cool. Next spell. So we don't know that much. We know that it's we don't know obviously the name of it. We know that it's an anti-magic. Well, it has anti-magic properties. That's just a tech magic. She knows
Oh,
that
I thought you
much.
cast Identify. My bad.
Oh
No,
yep.
no.
So
Don't worry
I
about that.
probably would have gotten like abjuration school from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, it was detect magic because you're
That's okay. We'll
that.
make it work.
Mhm.
So you know that abjuration. Okay. Interesting. Since I'm a sorcerer and not learned, I'm like, abjuration, of course. It is. And he like looks at you and like, and that is obviously the school of.
Very good. Very good. Yes.
It's a school of magic.
School of
I know that
magic.
much. I never had to learn this stuff. It just sort of came naturally. But I cast a spell into it. It didn't take. So maybe you can't cast spells on it. It protects itself.
Yes, it does seem to have some kind of protective quality. I don't know exactly how deep it runs, but that is probably why it didn't take.
Interesting. Okay, well, he just puts it back in his pocket. He's like, we won't have to deal with that now. I mean, it's early in the day. You know, we don't have to use our energy on figuring it out. I just thought it was a neat rock, and I mean, maybe we can check it out later. I don't. Can you identify things? Can you like look into the soul of this rock and figure out what it is? Like not now, but like maybe later. Do you have the identify spell? I don't know who does.
I actually don't.
Someone does.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I get access to it.
Okay. So no. Okay, so we'll have to just figure it out later. Maybe I'll keep casting stuff into it and see if I can see what happens. But
I
cool.
know.
I just thought,
Saeryn, can I identify item?
ooh, maybe I'll talk to him maybe later when he's. And I look over and I'm like, snuggling. I'm getting a little uncomfortable. I'm like, maybe when he's done with that. Or later today. I mean, like I said, we don't have to waste our energy sitting here, you know, looking at this cool rock, but I just thought it was neat. You'll have to figure something out with it. But anyway, you know, and we can sort of expedite past that. And that's all I really wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, let's hear that loud snoring noise, Saeryn. And
I have sleep apnea. I know how to do that right.
And Gelsarian kind of like shifts, like startled next to you, and then slowly shifts back in. And it's at that moment, Io, like kinda, and Maggie snap awake, and they're just like, "Oh, what? Hi, boy. It's the morning already." She rubs her eyes. Hi, I was having the best dream. I was swimming in piles of gems and gold. Oh, no, wait. That was last night. That really happened. And then she just kind of gets up all cheery and mere, you know, a little braggadocious like. And Maggie will start, and say the camp can start beginning its ways to, you know, if y'all want to make any, break any fast and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm sure after all that 8 and, you know, the norm stuff.
Yeah, at the beginning. So yeah, Io, as everyone's beginning, she'll pull out a little sprig of like mistletoe leaf and just do a little like whisper incantation into it, and then just 10 little berries pop up into her hand. She's just like, "Everybody eat up. I got meal for the day. These berries are very good."
Thank you, Io. I appreciate it. Most of my food has been going to the horses.
looking at something else. Yeah, thank you. That'll help. What was that she just gave us? I turn this music down a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
My attention went to that music real fast.
Good berry.
Good berry. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, I had to turn it down on myself too.
Yeah, you were talking and it happened. I'm like, all right.
The music is really enchanting.
I lost it there for a second. Thank you. That was very good berry.
Hi.
what's
So
the-
I've been told it tastes like day old candy apple.
I can see that. That was good. What's the plan for the day? Load up the spoils and head out.
Seems to be where we're heading.
Maggie nods along. I think we just continue on. South of here is the Emerald Loop. That's a good halfway point to where we're going.
Excellent. Saeryn, you okay over there? Is he still asleep? Or oh, he wasn't. He was asleep.
What a horrible dream.
Oh no.
Was it?
Don't right remember. Oh well. Anyway, are we on our way?
Yeah, I think so. Here's the berry for you. It was from.
I'll have to ask. Is that your choice, Saeryn, of persuasion or deception, I guess? You can just roll a d20 and add the modifier and tell us if you want.
Guess what? I'm not so great at both.
I was saying, if you were
Anybody-
shaming to interject, but I was
I
like,
don't think anybody insight checked them. Oh,
True.
maybe you are DM. You might be doing that. Your characters might be doing that. Our guys aren't.
Dirty 20.
okay.
Boy.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, all good.
Oh, hell yeah, today's a new day, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Not bad.
So salad? Or, yeah, you could eat it. Okay, yeah, so. No, that's fine.
The 5 is way more useful than the 11, but I'll take it.
Yeah. 11 is so middling. You're like, I don't want this. All right, you guys want to get packed up? I'm sure. Looks over Ludo and Ludo. Hey, wake up.
Yeah, so you see, like, Ludo's, like, kind of snapped awake, and he's just gives you a look and that, like, slight head tilt, and you actually acknowledged this from the days that you and Ludo traveled together. There's just be some days, like, it would seem like he would just take this weird, pensive day of silence and just not... He would be very non-verbal. He would still, you'd be able to egg him along, and he would respond to the things you're saying and doing, but other than that, he was just you took it as some weird zealot mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. I think I know a little bit about his past, but not everything. So I think the last time it probably happened was when we were talking about before we met, and he sort of got into this town he was at, and then he got quiet the next day. So it's sort of the same thing where he's like, gets to a point where he's just like, for a day he needs to work things out himself. And I sort of nod at him, say, "All right, buddy, it'll be a nice ride at least. Come on."
And yeah, I see he just goes up and like responds. He just kind of follows along with your promptings.
Yep. All right. Anybody else want to do anything?
Narrative tools.
I talk a lot. My character talks a lot, so I talk a lot.
And my character has a dumb accent, so I have to keep rehearsing it in between every time I hit this caps lock button.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah,
I sound like a crazy person in my room when and you guys can't hear it. So that's all for the better.
I just like, yeah. Also, if Demna's around, I don't know.
I think he's at a gig right now. Otherwise, he'd definitely be listening to me. I hear him doing voices for his campaign all the time anyway. So
yeah. All said, if at any point this campaign opened up to a fifth person, he would probably be the first choice. But that's
that?
discussion. Demna from the Swallows.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway,
I guess we'll try to load the horses in the best way possible that doesn't hurt the horses.
Yeah, and you see Dermot at this point has to go ahead and go up and shake Irvin awake, who's just snoring, just like, oh man, oh, I don't, just give me 5 more minutes, and he just kind of curls back over, and Dermot just like, we have to get going. Everyone already ate breakfast. We have a long day ahead of us, Irvin. Get up, and he just kind of gives him a little kick on the side. Oh man, just you always do that. He just scrambles up and he looks around. He's like, what did I miss?
Nothing. Maybe packing. I think that's about it. Maybe. Oh no, there's more stuff right there for you. We left your
Oh
bits.
man, and he just kind of like, typical slacker energy of this like shoulder slunch, taking his time, yawning. He just like scratches his butt for a second, and then what's everyone's passive perceptions?
6.
Trash.
11.
13.
16. Who was 16? Morgan. Awesome. Give me 1 second.
I don't know. This music reminds me of Mario, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is fitting the mood right now. I apologize.
It's loading horses. I think it's the best one you could possibly think of at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Everything
What's a morning? Yeah.
Everything looks optimistic before your day crushes you.
Yes. Morgan, did you get that message?
Yes, I did.
Cool. All right, and then everyone continues packing up, finishing horses, and Gaio will kind of step forward and just like look at the rest of you. It's like, all right, so I think we just keep going on. I have to see what the weather's like out there, and hopefully we can make it to the loop in hopefully a couple days, a night or two, if my calculations are correct.
I mean, that's pretty good without having to ride horses. That's not too bad. I think we should just go at a normal walking speed. There's no reason to hurry right now. I mean, we got a pretty big team, right, guys? Right?
Yeah, we hurried to catch up to them, but now we're caught up. So
yeah, as you guys
I think I was there for when we caught up.
The last day had basically, or last day, it had been 2 days of travel in the session you were gone, I believe. Yeah, and it was basically like you guys had been like walking with the horses along with them, like taking turns letting them like ride at the beginning to like get them off their feet and stuff.
Okay.
And if there's like any moments or interactions, like you need to curious about to happen, feel free to ask, and I want to give you a full clarity.
I think I'm fine. It was basic travel stuff. I don't think there's anything I need. I asked Ray off. I messaged him yesterday just asking for a couple things, and he was like, no, that's cool. I mean, we sort of had a little chat, and I think I got filled in pretty easily, so
yeah,
I'm good.
I do like the idea. I might want to ask Snail to create a Netherdeep chat without the DM. I thought that was a fun function of the Owls campaign.
Yeah,
I want to give you guys that, any moments of discussion you guys would have that, God wouldn't be privy to. Yeah, like, like people can have secret conversations and plans and interactions. Yeah. So I want to give that offer to you guys as well. So you also can share any prudent information that would just be known.
I think just loading up and heading out, and yeah, I think no reason to rush, right? Just we're such a big group anymore that I don't think. I mean, minus maybe more Zorn attacks, I don't think we're that exposed anymore. So, I mean, I'm not as worried about bandits this time. Those last bandits sort of trails off a little bit. He's like, just went away. We converted a couple, right?
Ludo.
Yes, I believe we did.
Yeah. Anyway, horses packed. Arlo,
Awesome.
anything in last minute preparations? I just want to make him talk now. No, it's a hard thing for him now.
I would like to just kind of throughout today sort of keep a little bit more of an eye focused on Irvin during the travels of.
Awesome. What are you looking for particularly?
Particularly his interactions with his group members, specifically with Gelseri. So like if I see like them kind of getting close together or something, then I might try and like eavesdrop on them, kind of thing, or
Perfect.
that general.
Perfect. Yeah. Go ahead and make that a general. Make that an insight check.
21.
Perfect. Yeah, you definitely keep a good eye on that, and I think throughout the day, like as interactions happen, you'll be cued on pretty good. In the morning, it definitely seems like with that immediate insight, you definitely notice the gaze does, like Irvin's gaze doesn't usually steer towards who he thinks of Arlo. And like eye contact breaks very quickly compared to most others. Okay. Maggie steps forward, wearing her armor now fully set, takes one of the reins of like one of the horses. We head out at a slow pace. Keep an eye on everything. Let's see how the weather is. And as you all step out of the cavern back into the wastelands, go ahead and have one person who wants to be the agent of luck for a random D20.
Oh boy. Wants it.
Y'all can have it. I suck at the.
All right.
I mean, you missed last game, yeah.
I can roll it. Unless someone else did. Nope, someone else did. Haha.
No, that's okay. Cause roll again. So Aljin.
Another.
Yeah.
May I roll that one?
Yep. Yeah, roll another D20 for me, please.
Yes. Makes sense.
9. That's okay. Oh, now you get to roll a D8 for me, please.
Do you want someone else to roll that? How about Morgen rolls that one?
Okay.
There we all made
He's got
our
a
doom.
D8.
D8, yeah. Yeah.
That's a 2.
That's 2. And 6, 9, 2.
Great numbers. You guys have really knocked it out of the park with these.
Really working on the lower half of those dice, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been impressive. I don't think you guys have been over 10, actually, on any of these D20 rolls.
Insight. Jack was a 15.
Oh, yeah, true. No, I mean for the D20 table, like, travel rolls.
Yeah. Oh, really? Throughout the whole game? Throughout the last few games?
Yeah. Awesome. So you had the 2. I apologize to do this one more time. We'll go back up to Saeryn because the first one. Give me just 1d3. The shit gets
Yep.
very, It all
Get those
adds
low
up.
rolls out of the way.
Yeah. Just crit after crit after this, man. If we get in a fight, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be crit after crit.
Awesome. So you guys start heading out, and as soon as you get out of the cavern and back onto the path, that you start getting buffeted by the wind even more than you were the day before, and you look up into the sky, and it's just like all wind and cloud cover, and the sand is just kicking up everywhere, obscuring all vision still. It seems like these storms, the winds seem to be blowing out of where you're at, the east or the west to the east, and as they hit up, they pick up a bunch of like dust, and then they hit against that buff of the mountains, and that storms like that weather cycle, and that pushes all of the wind down south along the path that you guys are traveling. So here is your current location. I'm just gonna put a little wolf token there for some reason.
There you go.
And as you're like heading in, like you're just and as you see these winds as they're heading into that south, you see like the storm clouds like up in the sky above you, but in your immediate area it is just really hard to see any further than like 60 feet clearly in any direction. And you just start heading back up on this path, and you got you're able to find the road again for the most part. Who wants to help lead the charge of like helming travel for this segment?
I'm pretty good at survival. I probably would.
Awesome. And I think at that point Io will say, "You've been helping me, so I think it's time. Let me give you a chance. I can't say shit with this sand in my ears." So she'll give you assistance.
Thank you, Io. Let's try this together, shall we? 24 with the advantage.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So yeah, it takes you no time at all. You don't really lose any time getting back, finding that path, that road, that like well-worn groove, and like the dirt and sand that helps lead you down further south. And I'll say at that point, it's going to be like a couple hours of y'all just heading, like the wind is buffeting from like to your side, then back in front of you, and these like little swirls like kick up like little sand devils that spin around for like 10 feet or so before dissipating. I know, Saeryn, you probably got a whole bit of sand in your eyes again. And it's just been a rough bit of travel, but you're making decent slow progress since you're not able to like look out too far in front of you. And I'll say probably what you think to be like the noonish time, you begin to see like a form of a shadow like heading up on the road, like heading towards you, like just like that small smudge off in the distance that's hard to make out with the buffeting sands. And actually, we're at this point, so I can change music now. If I can find it. Yeah, you're back on the travel playlist. No, actually, we'll do it with this one. There you go. Sorry for the hiccup. But y'all are heading on this road, all the sandstorms is whipping around you, and you see that smudge of form of shapes coming from in the distance on the road towards you. What do you all do?
There's someone coming at us. Should we go to one side of the path or just head on? This thing, no.
If it's just one person, I don't see why we should get our entire caravan off the path.
It's true. Are we larger than the? Can we tell at this point? Are we larger than the group coming at us?
Someone who wants to do a perception check.
I'm plus. I'm not great at those. 3. There you go.
Got 13.
All right. It's a small, like definitely smaller than your group, even judging from that distance. Hard to make up the exact numbers though. But definitely seems like from that perception, you're able to tell like whatever it is, if it's a person, a group of people, a thing, it's just heading on the road like in a straight, steady line, like constantly, just following that road up towards,
Coming toward us.
Yeah, like basically, like you get the sense also, it's like not coming towards you specifically. It's just you're on the road and it's following the road. Yeah.
Okay, I think Finian or Aljin, Finian, I think he calling himself that right now, would be heading up like toward the front, being that if it's people, he can at least maybe talk like, excuse us, pardon away, we're sort of a big group. Excuse us, don't want to bump into you guys. And just sort of like try to smooth things over as he like gets in the front. Because now we are bigger, he is a little more confident in what's going on. So he'll get just a few feet ahead, not like way far ahead, but like 5 paces ahead of the team, just to be like, excuse us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you see Io kind of step forward with you and just give you a look, just like, you feeling a little bit better?
Oh yeah. The thing that was in my throat that came out, it's better now. I'm good to talk, and I'm sure everybody loves that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I didn't say I missed it. I'll let you unpack that one, and she gives you a wink as the the dust clouds starts coming closer towards y'all. Yeah. And if you just kind of wait up and like you don't get off the road, you're just kind of like traveling, waiting to see what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, my thought at this point is if it's people, we're going to just be like, excuse us, sort of trying to get them pushed to the side because we have a number of horses and a lot of people, and hopefully they recognize the larger group. My hope. So yeah, that's the plan.
Perfect. Yeah, you all see as it gets closer, and as you wait that moment and keep heading on your path, you just begin to make out the dark shroud of that like black polished insectile shaped armor of like the Kreen Dynasty Aurora Watch Guards, although now it's not as polished in the sand and everything like that, and it's hard to make out exactly the makeup of the group. It's probably about 6 of them on they're all on moorbounders as their mounts, and they're just making their way down the road, and they kind of slow down and like do that thing where they pull up next to you and stop to hail you. Who goes there?
Just a group, just wandering through, trying to get up Bazazan. We're heading toward that way. I think. I don't know if that's actually what we're doing. But that's what Finian's gonna say.
You are headed towards Bazazan, you say?
Hey, yeah. Everything. How is the roads up that way? The Aurora Watch. The watch is coming through, so I figure it's probably pretty safe.
It is. We have not been to Bazazan in a while. We were stationed at the Loop for a while, and we are making our round back up to Jigao, out of Sirius. But if you're heading towards Bazazan, and he eyes up and looks like the whole group of this party up and down, and at first he's like, his posture is like scanning you, and then he sees Maggie at the back, and then he kind of gives that like slight nod. He's just like, well, I think you all might be safe enough for the travels and dangers on the road. The weather, it is shite. And he waves his hand at the sand just blowing around all of you.
Well, yeah, we've ran into that also. He looks back and seeing that he clocks Maggie. He's like, yeah, I mean, we, behind us is, there's some things. Don't go in that cave. There's a cave back there. Well, now you can. It's safe. But I mean, with you guys coming through that way, and if you haven't been up to Jigao for a while, you missed the fun festival. but I think we can take care of ourselves. And he sort of pulls out the medallion of the Razorback, of the Horizon back. He's like, because we did pretty good ourselves. He pulls that out and goes, I think we can take care of ourselves on the road. Tucks it back at his clothes.
Oh, excuse me, the sand is getting all up in my helmet and making me sneeze. I apologize. You are coming from the festival, and he kind of pulls his helmet up and spits on the ground. He's just like, well, let's see what good of lot that does you. Bunch of lawless, lightless heathens up in Jigao, resistant to the old ways. Or the new ways, sorry. I misspoke.
This sort of looks at this. It was fun though. The apples there are delicious. Besides the weather and you guys coming through the road, so I'm sure everything's fine. And I'm sort of gonna like wave the rest of the party on as I'm like gonna sit and BS with this guy for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been up to Bazozan, so you're running the loop there. Is there anything to be worried about on the loop? Or are we good on the Emerald Loop?
Once you
really
hit the
proud of
barbed fields, it's I wish you the best of luck is all I'll say.
Oh, great. Is there a path we should not take?
Any step forward is the wrong step and wrong path to take.
Excellent.
There is nothing but pain and suffering in Bazozan. A bunch of sorry fools committed to a hopeless cause. A waste of our time and resources. You'll find nothing but pity there.
You are just so chipper.
I
How
think
long have you been away from home?
Long enough, and then he says, unless there's anything else you need from the Light or the Aurora Watch.
No, I think we're good.
Then I will be on my way.
Make me feel safer.
May the light be with you. And then he just kind of, Morbonder just kind of snarls at you in the lead, and he just kind of heads off. Okay, can I just say, y'all, it makes me so uncomfortable playing a dick. Like, I hate it. And it's like, I have to commit, and I have to be an asshole, and I don't like it.
You just detach. You just detach.
You have
You're just
to.
like,
You
yep,
have
this
to.
is who I am. This is who I am. Like, every time Ray goes in my other game, every time Ray goes in somewhere and I have to flirt with him, because that's the decision I made for some reason. It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I think you all get the feeling imparted from that. Just like, hey, it's a rough place and not a lot of happy people live here.
Yeah, he's gonna look at I can't remember. It's Ajo, right? No, I can't. Every time I look at her name, Ajabe. Every time I look at her first name, I want to say Yo. That's not it.
Yeah, it's Io Jabe.
Io. Yeah, it's Io. It's
like the moon.
So I look at Io. Like, I can never remember which factions control which. Where are they from? Which ones are these ones from? They're all from Zorhas, but these guys don't like Jigao.
Well, me and Darmet here, we're from Jigao. And she nods towards the little tiny hill goblin, and she says, the Aurora Watch, that's more the Kreen dynasty, and that heart is Roshana. And I believe that was your turf, wasn't it, Gasaliad? And the drow elf of that group nods, and she's like, yeah. Sorry, y'all. Still figuring out Galceriad's voice, as you all very much noticed last game. Yes. The Aurora Watch they are the protectors of the realm. They patrol the roads and keep the kingdom safe. The feeling of Jigao is that there's more of a recent acquisition of the Clean Dynasty.
Finn will look at Io and be like, "So, you knew this guy here probably could have bailed me out of that conversation, and you just sort of let that happen, didn't you? You just watched me just completely just make a fool of myself."
Well, you kind of took charge, and I did not want to, step in unwarranted.
I understand on your side, but Io here was right there with me, saw them, and then just sort of let me out there to flounder.
Well,
see.
I mean, not gonna lie, it was kind of amusing.
It was very funny.
He was a right
Excellent.
prick, wasn't he?
He was terrible. I would have done the same thing to you, by the way.
I kind of wanted to see what you would have done, and not gonna lie, I was kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
And she gives you like a quick little wink, and then
Moving on. Just, don't know what to do with any of this. Looks over at Arlo. He's like,
yeah. What was Saeryn and Morgen in the back? How y'all doing with everything?
I feel like we're just kind of like cracking like these little jokes back and forth, and just having a jolly old time with.
Jolly old time in a sandstorm.
Yeah, just wind just keeps sliding and buffeting you, and I'll say at this point, from the day before, when you woke up, Finn's air bubble had gone away.
"Oh yeah, I didn't cast that on you."
That's fine.
So you're just getting the sand in the eye, but y'all keep heading on throughout the path.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you just get that slight warning, and this is you're making that normal travel, so you're just like heading like 20 miles, throughout like the day in total. This interaction happened probably a little bit after half day, so you guys can like stop off and like have like a little lunch break, a little short rest, regain any sort of stamina, and then you see everyone just kind of plop down, just like, oh man, I fucking hate this weather. And then Dermot steps forward. He's like, "It's okay. Once we get to the safety of the Emerald Loop, we'll be safe out of the storms with the protection of the grove of trees."
See, you say that, but that guard back there pretty much says everything forward sucks. So I don't know. I mean, does he mean just in general this land's awful, or what? He said the weather down back there. I think he said, and I quote, "shite." So I'm hoping it gets better. But the last couple of days, I don't think I mean, there has to be a break sooner or later, right? This isn't perpetual, just absolute crap, is it, out here?
Galceria just kind of chuckles. Well, welcome to the Zorhas West, is all I could say. If we are heading into the barbed fields, it is going to be a bumpy ride.
Your people's way talking about its own land is amazing, and I cannot imagine how your medical professionals do bedside manner. It would just be, I'm sure, best.
Well, back in Jigao, we had, and he kind of nods towards Morgen. She was our medical professional.
Good Lord, you're kidding. I mean, I can see that, yeah. He's very smart and wise. He's the scariest person I've probably met. I think, yeah. You been in her house?
I believe, and then he looks at Morgen. One of my siblings had dealings with her. He woke up screaming for the next 5 nights of sleep.
Oh yes, I've had that complaint on my Yelp a few times.
Yeah, yes. And then she's like, oh, I know those little brats. They just go out to yelping in the middle of the street, talking about
Yeah,
straight rumors as if they're true.
precisely. Yes.
Aye, little rat bastards they are. Annoying gits.
Boy, this is just a fun country you guys area you guys have here. You guys, people just screaming about other people's crap in the middle of the day.
Well, where are
Doctor
you
made-
from, Mr. All Tough and Mighty and Haughty?
Oh, over there.
Well, everything must be so good over there. Does it have a name?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit from everywhere. It's one of those cool things, but I'm mostly just from some isles. And you probably, I mean, how much do you know outside of Jorhas? I mean, do you know much?
Well, why don't you give me a name and see what I know?
Oh, okay, cool. It's Rumblecusp.
Mm-hmm. Aye, Rumblecup's. Give me a deception check.
Yep. Well, the demon's like, and yeah, you're gonna tell deception. One, yeah, decent roll.
Yeah, Rumblecusp. Never heard of that one. Not gonna lie. Is that down in the Osmond Sea?
Yeah, look, see where it's at. It's Clovis Concave, blah blah blah, Concord, I believe, but that's in the which sea is that in? Gotta look.
Yeah, I also now have to pull up my own critical role maps.
It's in the Eastern Coast, Concord. Where's that in? It's right by the Fool's Curtain. Okay, there it is. I found it.
I
It's
will say
in the
also, I feel like it's
Lucidian Ocean.
Yeah, Lucidian. Is that Saeryn? Does that ring a bell? Trying to remember. Is that I have to visualize where that is myself. 1 second, y'all.
To see where I'm actually from, and then things you don't hear on like Critical Role. They're like, I gotta look up where I was actually from now, and find out because I know where I would have traveled. Pretty sure I was fine with that lie.
Oh man, I can't find it in a zoomed-in map. But yeah.
What are you trying to find?
I was just like
Rumblecusp?
Yeah, if that was around where
Rumblecusp is south of the Clovis
Saeryn.
Concord. It's right to the west of off the shore of Nicodranus to the southwest.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be where Saren's from with their stuff, but I'll have to double check with them.
I was trying to find out where. There's the Osment. Oh, it's in the Archipelagos, isn't it?
I think they were BRB anyway.
Yeah. It's a nice place. There's a volcano. A really cool nightlife spot there. If you ever go, it's a good place to be. Good place to be. Yeah.
Ah, that must be where you got all the water expertise, and she like kind of eyes you up and down, and yeah, imagine whatever. I don't know what delineates a sea elf from a different elf, physically attribute wise.
It's supposed to be coloration of skin, but he's sort of like a half breed.
Yeah.
So sort of he has a little bit of that tint, but not a lot of it.
I think mostly you just notice like your movement prowess in the water from things before.
I mean, yeah, living close to the ocean, everything like that. It's an island. It's you pretty much pick some things up. I mean, it's neat. I just needed something different. I want to see what some land looked like, and hey, right now, not impressed. It's sort of dry, very dry and sandy. You know, sand gets everywhere. everywhere.
I mean, look around. And yeah, you see the rest of the party, everyone just struggling.
That's why everybody is in such a bad mood here. If you had more water, happier. I think that's an equivalent, because right now you're pretty pissed and it's dry. So I think you guys just need to get. We're in Jigao and that place was bumping, and I think it's because there's water near it.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree, but she looks back at little Maggie. I don't think that one likes the water much. And you see like her just like struggling. She's like kind of got like Dermot like that like up in like one arm and just like with her shoulder like hunched against the wind, just like trudging through and just like carrying and protecting him. And then you see the rest of your party, Saeryn just batting at the sand and wind, and Morgen following silent behind, and you all have your horses carrying their loads of silver. I will say the skyscape is pretty beautiful. We'll go back to the one splash screen. You know, just like as the clouds overhead, just like the mixture of the different fronts and storms as they just push down onto the south as you all just keep continuing on this mountain path. Or path, you know, following along the chain of mountains.
Yeah. Was I talking to, who was I talking to?
That was Io.
Gals. Io. How did, I mean, you might have covered it last game. I don't know if you did. How did you guys all meet? Like, sort of came into that party or that festival as a team. How did you guys sort of meet each other? And you seem like the ringleader of this motley crew. A little bit of everything, you know. You have looks to be a priest, and you got a large looking Eggy. Seem to be the face, and he gives her a little wink of the group.
Well, I mean, it's either me or Galsariad over there, and she just saying it, gives him like a little stare over in his direction, and then she gets back. Me and Dermot, we know each other. We whole lives growing up in Jigao, and then the festival was coming, and then Baggy and Arvin had rolled in a little while ago. From what they said, seemed like caravan waste, guard duty. And then Galsariad, I spotted him across the bar, sitting down at Agatha Silver Spoon. And I knew right away I wanted to travel with that lad. We kind of teamed up and started doing our thing for the festival. And that's when we met you lads, and then you kind of led us right to our destiny. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out that little like golden jewel that's sitting around like on that golden clasp. A call from the gods.
Yeah. I want to do something stupid. Just looks at her and goes, "Yeah, I think he's sort of stumbling into the first party's destiny," and he goes to grab her hand. It's the one with the stone in it. Like, just sort of like, almost like he's gonna hold her hand, knowing the stone's in it, and just be like, I think it's, both our party's destiny, and like goes to grab her hand.
So is it more you're grabbing for the hand or the stone?
Mostly if how close she lets me to get to the stone. I know she's probably going to pull it away. I just want to see how close it gets.
Yeah. So basically I just want to know like what your intention is, and then like what you're trying to play. Like if you're trying to grab, like, are you moving towards the stone and then going to play it off as you're going for her hand? Are you pretending to go for her hand to see the reaction?
I'm going for the hand. She's giving me some like winks and stuff at this point, so I'm gonna go for her hand. The stone happens to be in it, and we'll see what that brings about. But at this point, I'm going to go for her hand. The one probably, I assume she pulls it out, and if it's the hand closest to me, just go for a hand, and whatever hand's closest.
Yeah, she'll be walking on like your left side at this point and pulls out with her right hand.
Okay, so yeah, sort of like I think that's both our party's destiny, and he goes like to grab her hand.
Well, she'll definitely pull it back like immediately. It's like, oh, what?
Sorry, I thought we had a moment there.
Is that a deception check?
That.
I mean, if it's persuasion, definitely feel free as well. But like,
No,
I just want to know what Finn's
it was
intentions in playing it off is.
Was a complete pass at her. See what happens, because there's been at least in this session and a couple others, he's sort of just been winking at her and stuff for absolutely no reason. I think that's persuasion, because I think it was like he thought it was a little moment and he wanted to see if he could get his hands on it. But I think it was going to be persuasion on that one. Man, I'm glad I said persuasion and deception. That would have been terrible, because I think that was his intent, was like, yeah, and that's our destiny, and he grabs the hand.
Awesome. Yeah, so you see, like, as she pulls away, it's more of that, like, startled, like, sudden movement, and you just see, like, her eyes just, like, kind of, like, do that quick little scan, and she looks from your hand to your eyes, and then sees your eyes looking at her hand, and then looks back at your hand, and she's like, sorry to be so jumpy. It was just so sudden.
Gets a little embarrassed at that point. He's like, "Oh no, I completely agree." And he like turns.
What did you want to? Okay.
I mean, no, that's cool. And he turns to his right and smacks into Ludo and goes, "Oh, get out of here! So, how are you? Oh, Sandstorm. That's how you're quiet." And he like goes to the other side. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm just."
He just grunts at you.
Goes to the other side. Hey. He goes to the other side, and he's just like beating himself up.
Love it. Oh yeah, man. As you see, you definitely notice like eyes like linger following you as you just kind of like fall back into the group and just kind of wistfully shakes her head and laughs a little bit, and this, but like not in that like, mean way. You definitely like know it's just like that, like, oh wow, just she like clutches the jewel like and just like looks forward on the road.
Does she put it away?
Actually, I think she like at this point you notice she'll go ahead and put it up around her neck.
Okay. Let's see if she was going to put it away. I was going to check. Like I was going to do a perception check, but if she just puts it around her neck, I don't have to really.
Yeah, you're very visible.
See that? Goes around the other side of Ludo and sort of like tries to make his way back, like in the middle of the party, like probably between a couple horses. Just kind of like, why'd you do that? Okay, just going on. Looks over at Saeryn. Sees like he checks with Saeryn and Morgen to see if anybody else clocked that whole embarrassing interaction.
No, Saeryn did not.
Yeah,
your perception checks, especially when he says there's a windstorm, is amazing.
It's
amazing.
The dice in the stories, man.
Yeah, are amazing.
Hey, Morgen, can you see what Finian's doing up there head? I can't see shit. For some reason, my goat eyes are just really, really sensitive to the dust storms. I don't know.
Dude, like this sand has been so mean to you.
Yes, I can see what's happening up there. Love is in the air. A lot of it, actually.
Well, it tastes like dust.
Oh, what a declaration from Saeryn. Just like, tastes like dust. And with the taste of dust in the air as the sandstorm keeps brewing, it's just like fucking absolutely miserable. The wind is howling and blasting against you. She seemingly from like multiple directions in like short bursts, and you all trudge on. We'll do. Someone give me a D100. We'll see what the grade of this weather is going to be. You want to be on the lower side.
I think it's my turn because I think we ended with Saeryn, so I believe it's my turn.
Love it.
On the roundabout here. Of course, you said lower, and it rolls a 64.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
All right. So as you all continue into the day, the storm doesn't get noticeably worse. It's just it seems to see at a constant, steady level as the hours keep passing more and more into the evening. Who wants to head this half of the track?
I think we're over to Morgen to roll.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, so give me a perception. This one's going to be at disadvantage with the sandstorm continuing.
13.
Awesome. I was actually about to say before the roll anyway, it was going to be you're still getting the assistance from the other party, just because 9 people traveling in a group, you know.
Still be a straight roll at 13.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because so either way, you all travel on with that 13, and the sun is still, on its downward trek from the sky, but it's not quite full evening yet. And as you're heading in, you guys are just making a good steady pace. The sandstorm isn't like blowing worse to where it's like obstructing your path, so it's not slowing you down. It's just making the travel conditions miserable, and it's just hard to make out your surroundings. With that 13 perception, after a few hours on this road, Morgen, you think you hear some quite slight noise off in the distance that that's carried away on the wind, in just like a moment. You've been heading down on the path. You made probably about, let's see. Let's see, like probably this far. So you're getting closer and you're starting to break away from the mountains, and that's where the sandstorms are getting more and more crazier as these cross currents are getting swept up in each other, and that's what makes it hard to see. But yeah, you just heard that one slight noise off in the distance that seemed to be still up ahead on the road.
So this is in our path, kind of in that direction.
Kinda, yeah. You feel like it might be. It's hard to gauge exactly if it's directly on the path or might take a little bit off, but it was in a forward direction at least.
I would tell everyone, be on guard. There's something ahead. I don't know exactly where, and I can't tell you exactly what. But I hear noises on the winds. Be ready for any.
Awesome, and then we'll do it like this. Boop, pooch. But yeah, what do you guys has anyone have any actions or anything they want to do?
How far away is it? Is it just a noise, or does it do we see did she see a figure?
Doesn't make anything out immediately.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do this. So you saw you see something, Morgen, or do you hear something? Which direction did you?
But I can hear something. Just ever so slightly, somewhere ahead. I don't know if it's exactly in our path or not, but
Uh,
expect the unexpected.
And so here's what I'm gonna do. Unless someone else has something to do, what are we gonna do?
Saren's good.
Okay. But like, pull out my water drink, put it in my hands, and I'm going to right in front of us. Go. What are you doing? And cast message directly in front of us, and wait and see if anything comes back. Point a finger at a creature. Do I have to see it? No, just toward a creature. 120 target. So as long as there's a creature within 120 feet in front of me, I'm just gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Awesome.
I'm waiting to see if anything happens, like directly in front of us.
Yeah, so you point to a direction that like Morgan pointed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you hear back just like a second later, like a startled, like, "Huh? What the? Fucking help! Help! Come here and help!"
That's another message.
And you hear that back in your mind.
There is someone out there, and now they're calling for help. Should I?
And you
comfort
heard
them?
that yells for help on the wind. Everyone else at that point.
Oh, rush, you guys! God damn it! Come on, rush up.
So you both, you start heading up
Rush
on that
up.
path.
I'm gonna rush up. Be like, yeah, we're here. What do you need? We're helping.
Awesome. So as you hear all of those messages and hear that, and that moment, but as you guys like begin to start rushing away on your horses, you see the other with you. Irvin yells out, he's like, we can't keep up with you guys on horses. We'll take care of the down flank. And you all begin rushing ahead without the other team because they wouldn't be able to keep pace.
Unless Saeryn and Morgen are like, that's stupid. But like, you can call me back anytime. But at this point, he's gonna be like, they're calling for help. I think I know what I did at this point, and I think this is because of me, and I'm going to rush up forward and be like, "What? We're here to help you." Thinking that this guy's gonna be like, "Oh, I heard a voice in my head." Be like, "Weird. It's never happened." But I'm gonna see what happens at this point, unless someone calls me back out of my stupidity.
No, I think I'd help.
Going right after you.
Oh, cool. You guys.
Yeah, you guys follow along. Perfect. So let's do 1 second.
It's always concerning when you travel with a big party and you say you're gonna do something, and then the DM's like, and the party splits.
Yeah. So y'all start rushing on ahead into that sandstorm after the sound that you hear, and as you start getting a little bit of break between you and the other party, what you see is this. Wicked sandstorm buffeting, moving around the sandscape. These jagged spires of rock just sticking out from the ground as this small cobbled road is like coming around this little bend. And up ahead, you see the voice that you now can make out a small shape in the distance. A figure clad in like dark clothing as best you can make out. And they are on the top of a mount, a moorbounder. You can make out the long, like, slender form as it is. He is on top of it as it is bucking and whipping back and forth in this spot as 3 other moorbounders, wild, bristled, but they have, like, large spine barbs growing out of like various points in their body. Their tusks come out twice as long in a jagged forward motion, very different than the traditional moorbounders that you've seen. And all of them have a red sheen, almost like a blooded mat on their skin, and their eyes are just like a piercing vermilion, maybe something way worse than you've ever encountered before. And with that, I'm going to pop up turn order. And I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
And I asked for one clarification. So you have 3 reds and a gray. You might have said it. I might have been looking at something. The gray is doing the same thing as the 3 reds.
The guy that you
It's on
talked to, whatever you see a figure, he's on the actual back of.
The gray one.
Yeah. Wait, there's a
That
way
one
to
sees-
move to the front. Wait, no. So this
Just
goes
click
to
his
back.
token. Hit
No,
right
so
now.
I had the Moorbounder on the back. Yeah, awesome.
But he's
holding on for
the-
dear life on the back of it. This one seems not red, skein, or tin, and it's like, it's if you see like a wild creature being surrounded in the wild, those like defensive, high, panic maneuvers, as he's like holding on for dear life.
Just want to make sure we notice that, or we don't. We might not notice from this distance because of the sand, but that one doesn't seem to have the same. Well, we'll know when we get up on it, I guess.
Yes.
Do you want us to roll for Ludo, or do you want to keep Ludo out of this?
Is anyone willing to run Ludo?
I mean, I can run Ludo.
Yeah. Do you need his
Paladin, so-
character sheet?
Have his character sheet up.
Yeah. No. If someone's willing to. If not, I would say if you guys
Yeah,
could
I
have
can.
brought
I mean,
someone else, or
Finn's very one-trick pony, so I think I can run. Run him. I'll just keep some notes on paper, and I'll let Ray know. I'm gonna see him Sunday. I'll let him, or I'll message him. I'll let him know what's going on. I just need a second to look at it. But
And
let me roll his.
Yeah, we have stuff to do.
Roll his. I can't click his sheet. I can't click his token, but his initiative is 6. If you want to add him in turn order. Good. The map calmed down.
Yeah, but yeah, does everyone see the moving sandstorm?
Yeah, this is so cool.
I'm just like, I really hope it's a worthwhile asset to buy.
I bought them too. I bought some of those too. They're great. Oh, crap! I'm first.
Okay, I think I know. Okay, I was gonna say we're probably gonna take a quick bio break anyway as well, just because it's 9 o'clock and combat's beginning. So let's do that, and I'll finish getting everything set up in that meantime, and then also get my shit together.
Okay. Excellent.
BRB.
Right back. I'm here. I was just looking over Ludo's stuff just to try to get
Yeah.
stuff figured out.
And if you need, yeah, let's do the whole descending turn order thing. If you need more space between Ludo and yourself, let me know. I can like move like up and down.
No, I think I'm okay. Ludo's, I mean, Paladins and how Ludo plays is pretty standard, standard fare, I think.
Awesome, and also I think there's another space in between you and Ludo. I forgot to roll one of the initiatives.
No, most of his stuff he's pretty much a hit, and he's gonna have his, just so I have it, he's gonna have his spear, and looks like he has his shield out already. I think he only does the spear single-handed.
One-handed, yeah.
So that's not too, because he likes to have the shield up. It's not too bad.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. With that, is everyone else back?
I think you're the first one I've heard so far.
I am back.
Map blinks like it has there's moments of perfect, and then it blinks real hard to see map.
Yeah, I had to like stretch it, do the thing, and sometimes that.
Right now it's showing, it's like sand's moving, and then like the map behind it's blinking.
Oh, because the color. Yeah, let me take that off. Just so.
Oh, it's trying to acclimate the color through it.
Better. And then we'll do
a long rest. His character sheet doesn't show long rest, but he had a long rest, so I assume he has all his stuff back.
Yeah.
I'll have to reset it. I'll just figure it out.
Yeah, we can tally track what we need.
Yeah, I'll just manually keep track of the stuff I use.
Yeah, good enough for me. So make that a little better on the offboard. But yeah, you all had all of this, and you rushed up, sent that message, and then you see this scene in front of you. One thing we need to change is the sound, because we ain't in the travel section anymore.
So it's hard to see because it's sort of the sand is blending in. I can't actually see the map until there's like a blink. It's a weird blink thing.
Yeah.
It's having, like, right now I see nothing but sand.
Here, I'll
characters.
Yeah, you guys get the idea of the sandstorm. I'll get rid of it for y'all.
I hate to have you take it off.
No,
it is cool.
I don't want it to
It's cool,
distract from actual
I couldn't
gameplay.
see what was going on. Yeah, I couldn't see what the actual map of the train looked like.
That's what's happening. Y'all get the picture.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is tough to see beyond, like, basically, like, 60 feet is the range, basically, of your vision. So keep that in mind for any things, because, yeah, it's like you're able to, like, barely just make out.
It's the same thing. Okay. 60 feet, 45. Just trying to see where everything's at this point. Am I up first?
I think you're at the top anyway.
Cool. Awesome. Hear it from that area. It's hard to see within 60 feet, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I see a couple more bounders. I guess I do see that more bounder. I don't see him quite yet, but I hear him in that area. So, I'm going to get off the horse. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get to this point, and then probably be able to see. Yeah, I can be able to see now that he's on top of that horse, or top of that more bounder.
Yeah.
And I see these three sort of tussle with it, I guess. Okay. Yeah, there's like a few things I can do. I'm going to. That's gonna be hard. 60 feet. I'm going to. I really got it's this. Just off a firebolt at the one. They're all pretty close. The one up this way, I'm going to hit it to the left, or my left, I guess. I'm going to shoot a firebolt at it. Just launch a firebolt.
The left one you said?
Yeah, this one right here.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll do the demarcations. You got red.
Okay, red,
you
yeah.
got blue. You got green.
So I'm going to firebolt that thing.
17.
Try to get it
hit.
away from this way. And
17 will hit.
Excellent. 10 points of fire damage. I think. Look, I think my ability is when I cast a spell above first level to use my.
Yeah.
Yes, above first level. It's no big deal. But that is probably because I have like nothing else as a bonus action. Convert sorcery points into spell slots. That's gonna be it. Just be like, all right, we're here to help, bud, and firebolt that thing, hit with 10 points, and be like, and that's all I got. And think about that one through.
All
That's
right.
sort of action.
We'll move on. So we'll start with the red one, and as it gets hit with that burst of fire, it sits and turns around and looks at you and snarls, and you just see its eyes just like that crimson pulsing red, and it'll just go ahead and start running towards you with all of its movement. Or we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to take its standing leap and go ahead and make a jump at you for that last 20. And it's going to make its multi-attack. It's going to use its blades attack as this like bristle. There's just like all these barbs and spines that are sharp as blades. And as it goes and pounces onto you, it tries and like barrel roll, like tackles into you with its side, hitting you with those barbs. It'll be a 20 to hit.
Yeah, I think it 20 hits.
All right. Any other
Nothing I can do about
mitigations?
That's what I was looking. Nothing I can do that will really.
All right. We'll take
affect me.
12 slashing and 2 poison.
Okay, so 14. That sucked.
Awesome. And it's going to go ahead and reach out and hit you with a claw attack. Be an 8 to hit.
That misses.
All right.
Ludo is going to use on the first one, an opportunity, or his channel divinity. That's not going to be it. There it is. And I thought he could use his reaction to make an attack when something comes into his. You're going to glaive provokes an opportunity attack when they enter your reach. So they should be 10 feet into Ludo's reach when it came in.
Yes.
Right there. So when it comes in, Ludo, as he sees him going to attack Finn, Ludo's going to take attack with his pole arm as his opportunity attack. Can I actually do it? You see, it's not. I don't think. Let me roll one. There it goes. 10 misses, I'm sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as he tries to jab at it, as it pounces in on you, it'll like pierce against one of those blades as that thing like kind of like rebounds off of you and like dodges, and then it just kind of squares itself up. What's gonna happen is Blue's gonna see this action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. It's going to rush in up to here, and it is going to let me do a roll real quick. All right, it is going to look at the spotted horse, and it is going to make its attacks. It'll be 11 to hit, and then a 13 to hit.
Horse.
Let's see.
What's the AC of a horse, Jack?
Yeah, let's find out. I did this to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All I know is it's your horse, unfortunately.
It's my horse. That is true.
It's just a regular riding horse. Yeah, armor class 10, so both hit. 13 hit points. Yep, yeah, it goes down. not on the first attack, so it takes both of them. And you see this horse just get completely mauled and consumed as this thing just rears into it and starts biting and rending the flesh next to you. And then Green up here is going to go ahead and make a pounce at the fellow up here and try and attack him. Let's do 24 and then 17 to hit. Yep, he drops down and starts bleeding out, but yeah, you just see him get like tackled down off the beast and then lay on the ground. And that will be those turns. Morgan, you're up.
I will move probably right here and pluck a feather from the dress. Raven Queen, sap their strength. I cast Bane.
Amazing.
I
3
need
charisma
saves here.
Alright, we'll start with red. -2. We'll start with blue. Come on, button. 7 fail, and
Perfect.
then green. 14.
Green is out of range, actually.
Ah, perfect. Okay. So you got red and blue baned. Move him over to the side so I can do that. Yeah, with a -2, I feel like that should be like double baned. I don't know.
Yeah, double bit.
Awesome. So that's your action spell. Do you have anything else?
No, that is it for the.
Awesome. All right, Ludo, you is up.
Okay. He can hit them both. Is he within 10 feet of both? I believe he is. 10 feet of that one, 10 feet of that one. So he's in. I think. Can you have him? Because I can't control him. Take a step toward Finn. And that, and then.
Gotcha.
I think he would do this. It's verbal though. He can't. Can he technically talk? He can technically talk. It's my character that couldn't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, again, I'm not taking
Yeah,
away anyone's
yeah, you're not
vocals
gonna- you're not
from
gonna
it.
do
Like,
that.
there's a reason, like, hey, you can't carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
And also, like, spellcasters can cast spells, of course.
He would, seeing that Finn took a couple big hits, and their friends, he would cast Sanctuary as a bonus action on Finn. They've been sort of protecting each other back and forth. So he has, I don't know what to use for that. Sanctuary on Finian. That's a bonus action to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So his action would then be to take, he has 1 strike, I believe, spear and go after the, they're both sort of in a terrible spot here. Take a swing at the red one with his spear.
Red.
Red. 16 to hit.
16 will hit. Is able to puncture through its, like, bristled hide armor.
Okay. So that's one of those. I gotta look now. He has 3 spots. Spell slots. That's 1. And he's concentrating. Just doing some jotting here. And his bonus action was to cast a spell. So I don't think he can do anything else. I think that would be it.
All right, perfect. Move on to Saeryn. See what the wizard got.
Saeryn time.
Ooh, reminds me of my big Moscow mule. Aeolian mule, great drink.
What was that?
Aeolian mule, great drink.
You want to be reporter?
My name is Bolo. I mean, I don't know if you guys haven't realized by now, Bolo's the big bad. I'm sorry.
Bolo.
Run over here. And I'm gonna hit the red one with Mind Sliver. So that's an
Mind
Intelligence 14 saving throw, please.
All right. That is probably not. Oh, 15. Even with a -4. Jesus Christ. What? 19?
Saving throws with Bane.
Oh, minus the D4.
Is there take that one down? But I think meets it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's so close. It's
I'm
still.
tempted to use my Portent on that, but I'm not going to
Okay.
because I feel like I might need that.
That would be a good one to use your 11 on. Negative.
Yeah, actually, that would be a good one to use my 11 on.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I have to. It's tricky because the way the Portent is written is the D20 gets rolled, and before I know the result of it, I can replace it. But
Gotcha.
if it's against my saving throw, and I see you roll it, I'm obviously going to know whether or not it succeeded. So it's like, it's kind of a weird writing. I'm going to hold on to both my Portents. I'm sure it'll come up. Because I'm going to try this again next round.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Because the more I can slap these things with, the more stuff we do to hit them with bad saving throws, the better.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I only have 2 damaging cantrips, and that's one of them. So I don't have a bonus action. We're done right now.
Perfect. All right. That will bring us to Finion's turn.
I think it should have been.
Yeah, don't worry about
turn. Oh, cool. Yeah, boy. I don't
you have no idea what's happening there.
Don't worry about it.
You see a body on the ground. You don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't like that. Boy, I have like 2 hurting spells, and they both sort of are a bummer. None of these work well in my favor, and I don't hit things. Something I don't do. Okay, so I will. I'm still in that one's field. Okay, perfect. Excellent. I'm going to cast... Who's in with it? At red, I'm going to cast Ice Knife at red. I'm going to use my bonus action prior to casting it because my ability to move temporis magic allows me to move 5 feet or 10 feet without provoking an opportunity attack before or after I cast a spell. So move 5 feet. I'm going to move 10 feet, then cast my Ice Knife, the Careful spell at the red Moorbounder. The Careful spell allows me to name everybody that's my buddies to succeed, but it only affects Ludo on that, so he automatically succeeds, and it is a dexterity saving throw for Ice Knife, and I believe he has the ability to automatically pass. If he passes it, he doesn't take any damage.
Feet, yes,
so that works out in my favor for that. So knowing we've traveled a little bit together, and this is a couple times I've hit him with ice knives. he's learned a few things, and I've learned a few things. So casting that, Ludo doesn't take any damage.
That all checks out to my DM brain because this feat does specifically say, I think it's like whenever like a spell affects like only you for like a dex save. But for this purposes, like he's like the only one on the team, of the spell. I'm not worried about. Yeah, I'm not. That was one of those weird sentences I thought like parsed a little too much for like a person dedicated a feat. Let them evade a fireball with a shield if they want to.
Yeah, you can use AC. You can use your shield AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make against the system. It says you can use your shield's AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make against the effects. Oh, that only target you. Yeah, you're right.
So that is, I do think, Rob, I think Because that's like, I think that means specifically it is meant for stuff like does like disintegrate has single target.
Yeah.
So I
Very
think
few things have single target. That's
dex
sort of
save, yeah, like it's
Okay. If you allow it, that's cool. As I cast Ice Knife on that thing.
we'll do the damage on it from now, and then we'll revisit that.
Well, I got a hit. I got to roll to hit. A 17 to hit.
Hits.
And it would be a Dex saving throw. It takes 2 points of piercing damage. And then a Dex save for the Moorbounder.
11 fail.
So it fails. Move to there. I use my bonus action to do that. I use 5. Yeah, so it takes 7 points total.
And then we'll say Ludo takes 2.
Is that how? Yeah, however you want.
Yeah, just because I think for now we'll interpret as word just because
That's fine.
specifically that says only you.
Only
So,
him, yeah.
And so
Yep.
I think that specifically delineates AoE effects.
Yeah, yep.
I do believe
Unless-
Ice Knife's AoE damage is if you save, you take.
Oh, yeah, it is. If you say you're taking no damage, let me double check.
Yeah, thank you. No, it is. I think we had that last time, but double check, yeah. But perfect. Yeah, no, that's even better then with combo. Yeah, just because
it must exceed or take the damage. You are correct. So he takes no damage.
Yeah, the only reason is because I had Snoop getting towards disintegrate lately, and since it's like a single target stack save, I'm like,
good to know.
There's like, I'm like, there are things that do fall under that specific parameter.
Yeah, good to know. So I use my bonus action to move my 10 feet. I use my action to cast Ice Knife, and I'm going to use my last 25 feet to go. I assume I can go like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like away from that Moorbounder, this direction.
Yeah, you start.
And that is headed
so
that
you all
way.
see Finian just like alofted on the wind of the sandstorm that's still blowing around in the area. He just gets picked up like his like little cape floating, and he's backward in the wind. Throws that ice knife, and it like sculpts and perfectly forms around like not hitting Ludo as he like puts his shield up just in case, and then he flies backwards.
And that's it.
Now the dust storm took another. Oh no, it's intentional.
Oh no, it's intentional.
All right, and 11 is going to be back on the corrupted Moorbounders. So we got red here. It's gonna, I think, take its strikes on Ludo. It'll be a 10 to hit.
I believe that misses.
I'm pretty sure that misses. And that'll be another 11 to hit. That's also going to miss.
Also miss. His PC is 19.
Also Bane, so they're going to be hitting even worse
Oh,
than that.
yeah.
But the blue is going to make its first attack on Morgen. Be a 25 to
Silvery
hit.
barbs.
Oh, shit.
Silvery Barb's reaction from Saeryn, so I'm going to re-roll that d20. It double clicks, so we'll go with the 20. My mouse is sometimes doubles that. So good thing to burn that crit now. We'll go with the 23 to hit on Ludo.
On Ludo? That was on Ludo?
Morgen. No, that was on Morgen. Sorry,
Okay.
that was the first attack on Morgen. That'll be 9
it will
slashing, 11 poison.
Still,
So Ludo's going to use his. Okay, Ludo's going to use his reaction to channel divinity, rebuke the violent, and he needs at Moorbounder to do a Wisdom saving throw, DC 12.
17 succeeds.
Damn it! All right, nothing.
I also need a.
Yeah, reactions. Burn them.
Yeah, knowing he's up soon, I'm trying to burn some reactions here.
Oh, con save for the black brain. Thank you. 10, 20. That beats it. Oh, because he had advantage anyway, so perfect. Let me get.
Hold on one sec. That wisdom save gets a D4 down. I don't know if that.
That'd be down to 15 for Ludo.
Still beats his
Okay.
whiz. I think
Good
it's
talk.
12.
Thank y'all. No,
AC
I
12, yeah, thank you.
love all of these stacking effects. This is D&D.
That
I love it.
that is still half on success.
Uh-huh.
I run the same thing with Villaquith.
Perfect.
Tactics.
Yeah, is it half on?
So yeah, so that Morbounder just took half of the damage it dealt.
So another 10. So 27. Or plus 10, yeah. Sorry. You didn't hear that number. That was that blue's turn. So that was the first attack with its poison blades. Now it's going to take its second attack with its claws on Morgan. Be a 16 to hit. Minus the D4, I'm pretty sure misses.
-1 will make it miss, yes. 5.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then green, well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. This one up
like
here
that.
will make an attack on this one as it moves out of its spot. That will hit, so green will take that. And you see this thing is just like blood in its eyes, just like yeah, it knocks someone down, but then it just start going for like another human target immediately. And that is
If it's going to attack, is it attacking Finn?
Yes.
It needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Finn, Ludo cast Sanctuary on Finn.
So that would have dropped when you used Ice Knife.
Oh. No, because Ludo cast that on. What is Sanctuary? Sanctuary is concentration spell up to a minute.
Yeah, right? Yeah. No, if you made the attack, then Sanctuary drop.
I didn't make the attack. Oh.
When you attacked with Ice Knife, yeah. That was after you cast Sanctuary, right?
I didn't cast Sanctuary. Ludo cast Sanctuary.
But Sanctuary drops on the target if the target is under. I'm pretty sure you can post the verbiage.
I'm reading right now. If the worded target makes an attack, the cast a spell.
Yeah, it's the warded target.
The spell ends. Yeah, at the very end of that. You're correct.
If you're able.
Yeah, I just read it.
Awesome. But I just like to do that for off-stream purposes as well.
Damn it. Hold on.
No worries. All good.
Yeah, the very last blurb of it is if I cast a spell, a warrior creature casts a spell or attacks, it deals damage. I read that little blurb. That's okay.
So it does not need to make that save. So
no, it does not.
Will make its double multi-attack at you. First with the poison blades will be a 13 to hit.
Give me 1 second as I use my 1 charge of the Metal of the Horizon back and up my AC. So it misses.
Beautiful. You see this Morbounder come rushing in, and you throw that up, and this little shield pops up, and it'll reach out with the claw. And that puts your AC up till the end of turn. To my next turn, I believe. Yeah, it's basically like a shield.
It's basically a shield. It's a shield spell.
22 to hit.
Oh, crap. That hits.
Awesome. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please, as these claws bite into you, and you feel this little pulse of... I
don't think it's going to matter. Go ahead.
Yes, so, fortunately... as I say, we're pausing for any second, but you feel a pulse of poison get into you, and you're under the poison condition.
I'm down.
Yes, that was 12 slashing as well.
I'm down.
So dead and poisoned. Okay.
Shit.
Yeah, that was my fear, and I should have paid attention to the last little blurb on Sanctuary, but yeah. And poisoned.
All right, that will end their rounds. Morgan, your turn. You see this thing come charging up and just boom, bash into and attack and lay into Finn. And he drops.
I am going to move up here. This changes my turn a little bit. I'm going to upcast a healing word onto Finn. So 9 healing total.
9. Okay. Success.
And then as a bonus action, you know what? Fuck it. We'll try a spare the dying. Oh wait, shit, no. It's only a 30 feet for me. It is not 60. So, no, I guess I cannot do that. We'll just keep it at the healing word.
Yeah, your thing doesn't extend your range.
Spare the Dying is normally a touch range.
Ah, that's
Um,
what it is. Okay.
yes, I have a 30-foot on it with my class.
You need spell sniper.
Yeah.
Awesome, but no
Uh,
worries. Did you already use your movement?
Yep, I used my movement to get here. Healing worded, I think, is he's in range, I think.
Yep. Yeah, you have that for sure.
I think it's
Sorry, I'm back.
That's a
60.
60-foot.
Yeah, I'm back
Yes,
up.
sir. So that is good. He's at 9. I am here. That is. Oh, wait, no, that's a bonus action. I can just attack.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it's
Let's
also
see.
weird because Spare the Dying is also a bonus action for you, so you couldn't
Yes.
Healing Word and Spare the
Yeah.
Dying in the same turn.
Couldn't have done it
oddly
anyway. Yeah, that's
Fucking-
I gotta get used to that.
enough. Grave clerics are weird,
Good.
man.
Well, since that was a leveled spell, I can either do a cantrip or straight up smack. You know, let's go with the cantrip. I'll target blue with a Toll the Dead.
Blue with the Toll the Dead. That is a Wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yes, sir.
4. That fails.
12 necrotic damage.
Awesome, because it on blue.
Yes.
What?
Or is he undamaged?
Yeah, I don't think he has taken damage yet, actually.
Okay, then just kidding. 1 necrotic damage.
Yeah, that's why I went double check. I was like, wait a minute, yeah.
Yes, yes.
All
That's
right. That'll be the turn. Perfect. That'll be end of your turn up to Ludo.
Oh, okay.
Ludo has advantage.
Ludo has advantage. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
boy.
Sees that Finn's back up. Is okay with that. Is mad at this point. Is it on his first turn advantage, or is it just Is it on his first attack? Is that how that works?
Just one use.
Just one use. Okay, he's gonna take a swipe at red with his spear again. A 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
6 points of piercing damage, and then as a bonus action with Polearm Master, he spins it around, and he's going to. Oh, roll again. Thank you.
Excuse me.
And then he's going to spin it around, and he's going to.
So just be 1 minute. That'd be 6 damage.
That was the.
Yeah. So at red, as he takes out that first strike with that one, you see it goes down in a heap as he stabs into it with that Silverlight spear, and you see that little pulse of divine energy as it meets that whatever.
As he pulls the spear out as his bonus action, the butt of the spear hits blue or goes after blue.
Exactly. Hits.
22, just boom, he pops it with the back of the spear, and then I think that's that. He's gonna circle around. I think. Seeing a horse got taken out. I don't know. He wouldn't go. He might start heading that way. I think he would. Damn it. He would stay.
His horse is the white horse.
It is, I know, and I think he would probably stay and get in front of the white horse. His friend is hurt. Got taken down.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, like.
I think he's going to head this way, thinking that maybe next turn he can make his way over toward Finn. I think that's Ludo's turn.
It's all right.
He wouldn't leave its range, but
it's
he would
okay.
at least.
Finn just gets to tell Ludo why his horse is dead next, session. It's
yeah,
totally fine.
probably.
No, I'm just.
C died though. Horse died.
Saeryn, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and Mind Sliver blue, and it rolls an 11.
Yeah, that fails.
-4
because it's -4. Yeah, you did your homework. And it's also still Bane, so minus a D4 on that too. So it's
2.
5. It got a 5 from your 11 portent. That's a good
It's
use of
3
portent.
psychic damage. Importantly, though, it's another D4 subtraction on its next saving throw.
Oh, would you say importantly?
Ooh!
Ooh.
No? Okay, I'm gonna see
No,
myself
none
out.
would
Good
say
game,
that.
y'all.
Just ends the game. The whole thing just
I appreciate y'all playing. That's this is all I've been aiming for. Anything else, Saeryn? I'm so sorry.
No, that's my action. I don't want to move any closer to them.
Uh-huh.
Why not? I have been doing so well.
All right.
I mean, what would work is if it came at me, provoked an attack of opportunity from Lord Morgen and Ludo, and then died before it touched me. That would be.
Yeah.
We'll see if that happens. But no, I don't even have my mage armor up, so I'm not going near it.
Yeah, love it. All right, end your turn on that. You see this little Moorbounder kind of takes like a forward defensive position and then like looks back and begins nuzzling this body, like trying to like get some movement and reaction, and then it just kind of like lays over him with his like little paws and like a little defensive posture. It actually like swings to this side and like goes like that with going over top of him like that, and is just like lets out a small like and is like just holding defensively. That'll be Finian's turn.
Man, just gonna go around this guy and be like, "Hey, buddy, nothing terrible here. Let's relax. We'll all have a good time." And I will get to my spells again. Do the same trick I did before before I cast a spell, jumping back 10 feet. I have 10 to here, and then be like, "This thing sucks," and casting Rhymes Binding Ice on it. And he's
It rolls a 5.
Thank you.
Freezes up solid.
Is there?
You see it like braces itself, trying to like jump out of the way of your blast of like frigid cold air, and then just like for some reason it just like seizes up.
So it's sitting there, so comfortable there. Yep, it really is. Move 15, 5, 10, 15, and sort of like turn that way and looking at Morgen and be like, "That one's frozen. That guy's hurt. If we let him die, this is sort of sucks. So, I don't know. That thing can't move right now." And that's my turn. That's all I can possibly do.
All right, end turn. We will go start off with green. That will go.
Which it can't move.
It cannot move, so it stays right there. Nothing in this battlefield is smart enough to do anything about that. So blue now has to make a decision.
I think it can't move until something else breaks it. It's reduced to 0.
The other Moorbounder has no idea about that, so it's not going to come over and tackle its friend in the middle of combat to freak him.
It'd be amazing.
So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. This blue Moorbounder is going to flip around and make one move up and attack Morgen. Be a 10 to hit with its poison blades as it tries to tackle you. At first it bashes in and then misses, I am more than positive, and then to reach out with its claws. Be a 12 to hit, which I am also more than positive is not going to hit. So that will end its turn, and this one stays frozen. Morgen, you are up.
All right. All right, Raven Queen. Help me once more. Upcasting and inflict wounds to level 2. 16 to hit.
Barely hits. Roll that damage.
14 necrotic damage.
On blue?
On blue.
Alright, it is still standing but looking very rough as you lay into it with your hands. That burst of like necrotic energy from the Muskraven as it powers through. You just see these like those red veins that are running through underneath its like matted blood red fur just begin to like pulse a black as it spreads through its body, and you see it just kind of like whimpers and like hunkers down underneath the pain. Anything else?
I'm.
Oh, sorry, you cut off there.
Oh, I am good now.
Turn. Alright, will be Ludo's turn.
Seeing that it's down, I think how he is going to cast sleep on the Moorbounder.
On blue?
On blue. You said it's really, really hurt.
Pretty rough.
It's pretty rough, and hopefully it's under whatever I just rolled. 27. Is it under 27 HP?
And is it just like Ludo reaches out and he just the first time
Sees
he
him whimpering.
speaks like all day basically, besides like muttering on his breath as he was doing the other spells, you just hear his voice, sleep, and he just reaches his hand out and puts it on the Moorbounder's head, and its eyes close, and it just back hind legs slump down, swaggers, and then poof into the dirt as the sandstorm keeps blowing.
Yeah. He needs a pinch of fine sand. I think he can find that to cast that spell.
He reaches out and sprinkles his fingers Salt Bay style and gets 5 times as much components as necessary. He doesn't need to use sand for the rest of casting that spell ever because he can just pick it out of his armor for the next year.
Yep. I mean, someone else can Crtiical Role that thing if they want, but I think Ludo wouldn't do it. Just how Ray and I have talked about his character, and I think that he wouldn't kill something that's like almost dead. I think he would do that and then walk away. If someone else wants to kill it, that's fine, but I don't think he's going to. When he's asleep, he's then going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, but away from that one. 30, just so he could start heading toward the other guy. Does he have a bonus action? That was an action. What is his bonus action?
I hope this Dust Storm layer is a little easier.
That one's not. Yeah, that one's I think good.
Okay, but yeah, just since we're basically out of initiative, does anybody wish to do anything with that sleeping Moorbounder before we?
I was going to kill.
You're gonna kill it.
Yeah.
I think as Ludo like turns his back, he would just look at you guys and sort of nod as he like, turns his back up to it. Oh man, this
might take me a second.
All right.
How many times does it take to kill this?
Well, it'll be 2 then.
Yeah, because the second one would be at advantage because it's prone sleeping.
Yeah. And get an extra die on that.
Hmm.
So
Hope
7.
it has less than 7. Can we? Oh boy.
So as you all sit
We're
there and
out of
take a moment,
initiative.
as you see there and wait for Morgen to like you're all focused and watching as she just goes and slides the blade, and it takes a second to get through that rough armor, and as you do, you slide it in, and in that moment, you hear a loud howl erupt out, but it's not from the sleeping creature that you killed. That goes silently. The howl comes from beside you over to your side as this Moorbounder, as it's been sitting there nuzzling at this body, trying to get it up, and then you see as it finally flips the body over, it just arm flops lifelessly to the ground. And it sits there and just lets out the most heart-piercing, sorrowful howl that you could ever imagine.
Oh man. Does anybody have anything that can fix this? Ludo? I'm looking through Ludo's spells. He has nothing. He will.
Morgen, from that look of at that moment, seeing that lifeless body flop over, you know it is dead at this point. There might have been a few moments before, but that you get the impression that moment you took to take that dagger to plunge in might have been those last few precious seconds.
It appears we're too late.
Oh. I think at that point, like, Finn was, like, going to go run for it, and Ludo would have put his hand on him and be like, shook his head. He's like, so all this was... That's a bummer. My horse died. I mean, that's not equally as bad, but it's that's not a good day. Do you want to do this Moorbounder? I don't. The one that's red over there, he's stuck for a few minutes. How long does that last? I gotta check how long that lasts.
A minute?
I mean, we can all go after that one. At least the three of us maybe kill that thing real fast. Yeah, it's 1 minute. We might want to take care of that thing before it attacks us. So how about we just all get together and try to coup de grace this stupid thing? I mean, I'll hit it again with another ice blast. I mean, if we all go together, maybe we can take this thing down. It might take a minute. Or we just get out of here. I mean, either way, we only have a little bit of time before this thing comes undone and starts attacking again.
Probably better to get rid of something that could get from behind us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay.
Yeah, so
I think Ludo at this point would agree to see that this is like the thing, and he's going to get up in 10 feet. Yeah. I think we'll just try to get this thing.
No rolls
down.
required from everyone. You're all taking the time to come up to a frozen target that's not moving in those final seconds, and you all take your however you want to help finish this thing off in that moment.
I'll just keep it in a mind sliver.
Yeah, you see Saeryn cast that arcane blast, and like right as it goes to like unfreeze, it head like goes down in shock, and then Ludo goes in to pierce it with its spear. And then what does Finn and Morgen do?
I'd go in with the dag.
Yeah, Morgen moves in silently, going for the artery.
I think I would just be hitting with there'd be firebolt, but it would be just firebolts until it drops out.
Awesome. Because I'll say at that minute, go ahead, just give me 3 Constitution saving throws, Finn.
Okay, excellent. Con saves 1, 2, 3.
Okay. On that, in those few moments, like that minute later, as you guys waited, took your time, you felt that pulse of poison just still coursing through your veins, that warmth into your body that momentarily distracted you, but you stave it off. The next one, you still feel it, but then on that final pulse, I'll say Ludo is able to just like puts a hand on your back for warmth, and he'll do a lay on hands for 5 on you, and that will wash away that poison on that last bit, just to make sure. But also mark down he burned 5.
I just marked down 5 lay on hands. Looking back over at the Moorbounder over top of its partner.
Yeah, and it's like in a full defensive stance, like, you know, back on like all the hairs are raised on its back, and it's like arched back fully with its like hind legs just like on that like full ready to pivot, its head swiveling back and forth at all of you.
I think looking at it, I would do a message into the Moorbounder and just be like, I tour it and go, I'm sorry, we tried, and just turn around and walk away. I wouldn't do anything.
So you cast a message
at the Moorbounder and tell him, I'm sorry, we tried to help.
It jumps like a little bit and looks around wildly, like turns around full 360, and then just like in that moment of panic, it just like grabs the body and starts like scooting back away with it, like keeping like a full defensive forward posture with all of you. Like, you know, like a thing with like takes it in its mouth, drags it back 5 feet, goes up full defensive haunch, looks back at all of you, goes to dip down to grab it in its mouth again and back up another 5 feet.
This one's not crazy. This one doesn't have the red. I don't feel killing this one. He's just protecting his partner.
I feel like I would actually
sort of looks at
throw
Ludo.
a healing word out.
Okay.
Yeah, you throw a healing word at the creature, the Moorbounder there. And you see as you like raise your hand for a second, it like tries to like, you know, not sure what you do, and then that like light just washes over it and it just feels better, and it just like goes and like licks at where the wounds just were that are like now healed, and then it, you know, it is still a very freaked out, uncertain creature in this moment.
I feel there's little we can do for
Ludo will see what he's doing and nod at the creature, and cast his last cast in the day of Sanctuary on the creature, and just sort of nod at it as he casts it. Sort of a, you know, is a whisper, but you sort of hear the, I'm just say, you know, sort of like a protection, like protect yourself, friend. As he casts Sanctuary on the creature, and he turns and walks also away.
Awesome. And
there's like the part of me that's going loot it, and there's a part of me that's going no. Do it.
Yeah, you as that moment begins to pass, and it goes like slowly slinks out of the way, and you all begin to like turn, make your way out. That is when you hear the clamor out of through the sandstorm behind you on the road, and you hear from behind you, "I swear they're right up here. I just heard them, man." And then coming out of the storm cloud, you see the other group of the 5.
Been over to my horse, like sort of just looking at it, like, sorry, C, I couldn't protect you. You'll always be my favorite land animal. It's just, or like pats him on the head, like, I'm sorry, and looks up at the team, and you just see just the crap beat out of him. Oh, hey, that might have been a bad idea. There were 3 crazy ass Moorbounders here that jumped us.
Oh my god, look at the state of yous! And Io comes rushing forward, and Dermis is like, oh my god! And he sees the body of, he just sees y'all covered in blood, and he will probably look up at whoever looks the most injured, probably Finn.
I think Finn's the one that got hit.
Yeah, Morgan's looking a little rough.
Hard.
No, yeah, Dermot's like, oh my god! And he'll come rush up, and he'll lay a cure wounds on you. Roll. He'll heal you for 10. And you just feel like a golden, brilliant white light just wash over you as he heals you up. And Maggie just takes a look around. What happened here? Were you attacked? And she looks at the 3 bodies on the ground.
There was a person on a Moorbounder, and these 3 were very crazed and attacking them. Unfortunately, the person had died, and its mount very graciously carried the body away. We only managed to defeat these 3 and lost our horse as well.
Oh man! And he Irvin looks down at the bodies of the 3. He's just like, that's the corruption. The Waste Walker clans, we've been seeing that more and more. Why did it hit any of you guys? Are you okay? And they'll come rushing up, and they'll pull out a little bandage kit, you know.
I got hit a little bit. I think here. I feel much better. Thank you, Dermot, for that. Ludo, and he looks over Ludo. I think Ludo was unscathed through that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're okay now. We try to save that guy, but didn't work out. Looks
Why?
over at Arlo, thinking, just looks over at Arlo. It's
Mhm.
like, but I mean, his companion, his more boundary companion took him, moved him, so
So,
didn't
why
save
did
him.
you go out of your way to help him? Galceriad speaks up. He's like, as far as I could see, you have all put yourself in danger.
That's
What did you like? You didn't even get a reward? You didn't loot the corpse?
no, no. It's just the want to help for me, really. I mean, it was I don't, just how I was raised. I mean, someone needed help. We have to help. I mean, I was
In the
given
wastelands,
powers.
that is the first, best, and dumbest way to get yourself killed.
No, and
Just look at you.
That's why everybody here is such dicks, and he just walks away.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, Yelly. As long as I'm around, everything's gonna be okay.
I see that you all came out okay this time, but you must take caution when exploring the West. And then Irvin will speak up. He's just like, he's not kidding. This land is trying to kill you. People think it's a joke, but it has a personality of its own. It's what people don't understand about it. The corruption of the calamity and the betrayer gods, it goes so deep. It's just, you gotta look after yourself after a while.
I am looking after myself, looking after my friends. But like I said, as long as I'm around, things will probably be okay.
I hope that's true. And I was just like, well, it looks like they all came out this time, so I think there's no need to worry. And besides, we were right behind you, weren't we, Maggie? And she just kind of looks over at everything, just like, everything's good today. And I think that's all we can do, is one day at a time.
Well spoken, Maggie. The only thing we can do from here is move forward.
Indeed.
I would kind of go over to the dead horse now and start repacking anything that we had saddled on him onto the other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you all see is that, like, looking at that horse as you go to look at it, make a medicine check.
Eight.
Yeah, you just see those, like, gaping wounds that are just, like, bleeding. The blood is just, like, thick and dark and already, like, oozing up into a thick, viscous ichor. And, you know, after a while, you know, you've seen how the corruption is, and Irvin will walk up next to you, and he's just like, we gotta burn the body. And the wastelands is the only way.
Agree.
And he'll sit there and pull out a little torch and just, like, take that little contraption they used to, like, produce that, like, jet of flame the night before with Saeryn, and just, like, cut a little bundle of, you know, some sort of accelerants that he, you know, puts down, and sure enough, y'all have the smell of roasting horse hair into horse meat very soon. as the winds pick up the flames and feed it very shortly. And the other horses kind of wicker and step away from that moment.
While the horse is on fire, Saeryn will control flames to make it look like an animated scene of horses racing over a field.
Mm.
Because control flames let you do stuff like that.
Exactly. And Galsariad will like look at that at the moment. It's like, that is beautiful. And then I'll just turn away.
Finian's gonna go up to where that guy, whoever it was, fell, and sort of look down. Is there, like, is it red blood? Do I expect? I'll have expecting to see something not normal, because of these things, corruption. Is it just normal blood as I look down? Where he fell, or is there blood?
Yeah, there's definitely blood of where the guy landed, and actually, thank you for that. I have a thing for that. And you see, I'm trying to think and look. Looks like make a medicine check.
We'll have decently. No. Makes sense.
So I should tell you, like, it's not that
That's
black, thick ichor. It just looks like a little splash of blood. If you guys can see.
Yeah. He makes just a prayer to Saeryn about this person and finding peace. Like, I don't know if I didn't meet him. I tried to protect, I guess, trying to make this area a little better. Help him find peace wherever he lands, though. Just sort of looks down at the spot and just stands back up after inspecting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Turns back, like not looking at anybody, looking down at the ground, sort of getting back, like the group. At this point, seeing his horse burning, like, "Hey, we gonna move on?"
Only way out is through.
Yep. All right, who wants to? We only got 3 horses now. Who wants to ride? We'll walk for a bit.
I can walk for a bit.
I don't know. I think Ludo. He would probably walk next to Finn, offering a horse up because. I think he would. I understand how Jack feels now in my other campaign. Trying to play a couple characters is like hard.
No, I appreciate it. Especially at combat, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But no,
He would offer the horses his horse up to those other guys that, especially since they tried to rush up and help after we were on horseback. He would offer his horse up. Finn would just be like, "All right, let's time to go."
And you guys just hear the sound of that howling, crushing wind as it just comes and passes by you every now and then. Please let me know if those sounds get annoying. But yeah, it's this moment of silence as you all head out on the road, and it's just these sandstorms whip around you, and it just keeps continuing. This pushing wind on your coming from the west and just pushing you down along the south of this road.
It's being normally quiet from might not be different from the day before because he wasn't talking much then either. But at this point, it's a thick quiet. Like he's processing this whole thing and just not wanting to talk to anybody at this point, or just keeping to himself off to the probably front. He just wants to move on. He's probably trying to get as in the front of the pack, maybe leading early, I'm sure, but leading.
y'all head back on that road, just following along. You got one less mount now, and everyone's just kind of keeping pace with the other group. And you can see that the other group kind of picks up on it and stays a little silent for now, or like just like keep talking, like, you know, and like amongst themselves, and like the small isolated groups, kind of giving you guys a little bit of space for the moment. See if anyone has anything.
Where would Morgan be during the travels? Would she be up front in the back? Where would she be?
She'd be closer to the front.
Front.
Yeah.
I think he would come up to her, knowing enough about you. I think he knows that you're a cleric of some sort, because you're a grave cleric. He's seen you do some stuff. I think it would be just it's just sort of the two of them out front, and you know, noise being a little bit obfuscated by the wind and the horses behind them. Just be like, how do you deal with death like you do? It seems like it's not. I mean, I know death happens. I'm not dumb or naive. Oh, maybe a little bit of one of those. But how? I mean, how do you always deal with it and not just be drugged down?
It always takes a toll on you, but when you see it enough, it gets easier. I don't really mourn death anymore, but it's also a natural part of living. It is inevitable, and there's a certain beauty in it as well. Just knowing that the cycle of, you know, life and death is continuing and ever going as well. It's more of a transition from this physical realm and into the next one. But like I said earlier, it does not. Uh, it's never easy.
Thought we could help him. I didn't think he needed to die at that point. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know him, and I don't know why it's bothered me. Maybe because maybe I'm looking at it as a failure on my part, or someone needed help, and you know, you hear the stories of the greats, you know, out there, and you hear the stories of, you know, how a small group of people helped an entire world basically from dragons and coming to destroy everything. And I grew up on the stories of Keyleth. I don't know if you know about the Arashari, or of the Shari is she from? Yeah, Arashari. Hold on. I'm trying to think.
Yes.
Of the Ashari. Yeah, thank you.
Zafra.
I said it and then I like panicked. But it's always heroic tales. Maybe they also had things like this where you have setbacks. It seems like all I've done is setbacks. But I've left everything behind.
Sorry.
To try to make my own story. All I've done so far is almost die twice, let someone else die. Should I keep going on? Should I just go back?
Darling, you should hardly blame yourself. If there's anyone that should feel the need to take some responsibility in this, I think it should be me. I have a skill set unique in, saving the lives of those that are on the brink of death. And I was blinded by my anger towards the Moorbounders. I wished for the death of them more than I wished for the saving of the life that was lost. And in that blindness, one loses a sense of humanity in some ways. And no matter what you choose to do in your life, as long as you move forward, you will be where you need to be. The threads of fate are yours to follow, and you must follow them.
Oh boy.
Puts his arm or Aljin around Morgan and just sort of gives her a little side hug. You remind me of my grandma, and it's a good feeling. If we all have a little bit to learn there and grow on that one, but I don't know. If we go together, I think this is a good group we got here. Sort of looks over at Arlo and be like, most of us, I think. But I don't know. I don't know. I always like to see the good in people, and I thought maybe if we saved him, he could assist us and help us, or not even give us money. It's just a life out there that that we made better about it. But from what I've seen around here in this area, he was probably a complete dick. Most people that live in this area seem to be, and that's new to me. Try to leave an area and at least add a little bit something to it. Try not to take the bad stuff with you, and just leave a little bit of the good you have in you behind. Maybe you'll leave a place better than you left it.
Yes, I'm always interested in hearing someone's story as well. There's no telling who that person was, what they did, and why they were out there. It's sort of what caught my attention. More curiosity than anything.
I just heard him call for help. Maybe I could do that. A little bit of a hero. Not fun, but have a good story. Have a good, be in someone's memories of how they almost died and they didn't. That it's a poor creature having to drag its partner somewhere, and hopefully that one doesn't get the sickness too.
Yes, and that was very brave of you. I can tell you're a kind and gentle soul.
Thank you. It's by someone like you that seemed to be pretty nice. Gore just goes out in front and on his own a little bit after that.
Yeah. So I think I have to ask, what's Saeryn doing during all that?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
If we ever needed a tone change.
Yeah, no kidding.
Saeryn is riding along, listening to... not riding along. He's walking along, listening to these people wax poetic about death and transition and saving people and stories and do I go on? Do I do this? And he's thinking to himself, really could have used them boots. Those just looks like some nice boots. Also, why is everyone I travel with so intense? Everyone around me, just very intense people yelling at me. They think we're all gonna die. I know we're not gonna die. I'm not gonna let them die. Ugh.
Just hear the DM crushing up a paper of all the magical items that character had and just throwing them
Yeah,
away.
that's exactly. It's like I put in the chat. It's like Saeryn conundrum watches the Moorbounder pull the stranger's corpse away, listens to his companions send healing and protection spells to the mourning beast, and thinks to himself, "I bet there was gold in them pockets."
I'm literally just dying up at Saren's fucking
I know.
the juxtaposition of those two intense scenes.
Well-
Saeryn, I want boots.
That's funny.
I bet they were good boots. Yeah,
You have
it would have been neat to have a Moorbounder too. That would have been nice.
was thinking the same thing. But yeah, you have Ludo who doesn't want to hurt people, Aljin who's like, or whatever, and then a grave cleric who's pretty cool with death, and then you got Saeryn.
Then there's Saeryn,
There's Saeryn.
the professional good luck charm.
The levity this entire campaign needs.
Absolutely.
No pressure, Facemess. So,
Yeah.
y'all gonna be talking like that the entire time, or because if you are, I'm gonna have to go talk to Irvin about his that oil he has.
We can swap subjects. What's on your mind?
I'm mostly just wondering how much further we have to go, and hoping that when you think we are gonna break for camp.
Actually, I think breaking for camp sounds nice here soon. I know the horses still need fed today. I would,
Saeryn is about to say something, and then looks at Ludo, and then doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna use my last 3 rations to feed the horses.
Yeah, you see, they all kind of nuzzle up to you, especially like they get like extra little close, tight together, you know, as they like go and start feeding on, and just like feeling that like comfort of that familiarity of routine with you in the feeding. And it's like as that winds up, you all like start scouting your way for a camp, and let's see, yeah, you see like Iojabe and like Galceria had went and started like tracking ahead while you guys everyone was having the intense conversations, and they the two of them come back and just like, hi, I think I found a little spot for us to go camp up for the night. I think we're about one more day's travel from the Emerald Loop. I think it'll be a nice change of pace.
Looking forward to advancing in our adventure.
I feel like this road's been lasting forever, but we're halfway
Yes.
there.
I gotta ask you, is it really made of emerald?
Oi, wait till you see for yourself. If this bloody sun lets up, that is.
All right, fair enough.
Let's get rid of that sad music.
Mhm.
I think we lived that scene out. Let's try this as you all go to settle in down for the night. It's a little whimsical, but you know, I'll allow it.
I like it.
Let's try it. And so it's just like a small little spot off the side of the road. Not too much protection, but like as you like, you know, if you like zoom and look on the map, I already like updated where your guys' like movement is. Like the Emerald Loop is the little ring that like grove you were told about back in Jigao, and you are you feeling pretty close looking at your maps and everything. So everyone's like has a nice little rest evening for the night. As everyone settles in, you see like Irvin still continues to like he pulls out like a little set of tools, and he has like a sliver vein of like this like bluish metal material that he begins like hammering and working on. And then Maggie, you see she like goes by the campsite, goes and sets up a small little like she's like reading her book as normal. So Finn can see the splash screen. Let's just say this is what a campsite looks like with the rival team.
Okay.
And as you all like sit down, and Maggie like sits there reading a book, and then you see sticking out of like a pack in her belongings, there's like a small like marble board, and then like a small bag set off to the side, filled with like some random jumble of things. Dermot just goes over and starts just like cooking a little weenie by the fire, eats some food, and then goes off by himself and begins like a ritual of prayer. By himself. Galceriad just sits there, pours off alone by the firelight, just reading through his spell book and, just writing in it, scribbling every now and then, gesturing with his hand. And Io just sits on top of... somehow she found another mammoth skull to camp by. Like, this happened a couple nights ago. You all swear, like, this almost same exact scene. Dermot looks around at everyone. He's just like, Galceriad, what is that word you use in the Roshana to a feeling that you've had before? And Galceriad's like, yes, a deja vu. Yeah, that was the word.
Fun word there, Gally.
Oh, what was that?
That's a fun word there, Gally.
It's one of those, it seems like the language has a word for everything, you know?
I mean, if it didn't, would we even know?
That's a good question. Oh, that must be random.
For later once we get out the rig.
Yes. Never mind those random pops that we hear. I hear there's just random releases of energy all throughout the wastelands. I'll let you guys talk while fireworks are going off for a second.
All right. So we're about to get to the Emerald Circle. And then, wonder how long it's going to take for us to get to our final destination.
I don't know, but I hope I can restock at the Emerald Circle. Also, do you know what you're going to offer as your tribute?
No, I hadn't really been thinking about it. Might be tricky. Maybe one of these pearls I got.
I guess I'll have to see the scene and see what might be appropriate. But I was thinking about leaving one of the medals that I won from the competition.
Well, that's not a bad one at all.
You have to give something? I must have been dazing. Must have been attention at that point. We had to give something at the Emerald Loop?
I believe someone had mentioned it's proper tradition to leave an offering of some kind.
Oh. Okay. Back with whatever went into my throat and then like made me all funky for a day and not talk, that made me hallucinate a little bit. I don't remember a lot of that. So interesting. I gotta find something. Then he's like starts going through, pulls that stone out. He's like, "Oh, I like that still." And, like starts looking, and you see him pull out a ring, and he's like, "No," and he puts that back on his finger. He's like, "Not that. I'm gonna have to go find something, I guess. I wonder if there's any more cool rocks around here." And he'll start going around like within the light of the campfire. He's not gonna be crazy about this. In the light of the campfire, like try to move some stones, move some stuff around, and see if you can find something interesting in that area.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's make that an investigation.
Why not?
I'll assist you.
Excellent. So it'll be 2 bad rolls. That's 1 bad roll. The second bad roll.
you find like a nice piece of like it's like a weird like shale rock. It's oblong but like kind of flat, like not quite elliptical. Like one of the edges is a little smooth, like a straight edge, and then the other bit are round. But then like in the middle of it, it's just like almost a perfect circle, like not quite center, just like a little bit above center of the rock if you're looking at it, where the flat side is on the left. And it's just like a smooth, perfect gray stone. Like that's
All right. I think I can do something with this. He starts like cleaning it off, just sort of looking at it and like, I'll deal with this in the morning on that. Hey, he looks at her because Arlo found this other rock. Guess I'm a rock collector now. That's a thing that's happening. Can you take a look at this? Morgen this morning, and it says we think it's some sort of. Oh no! I cast a spell into it and nothing happened. So, can you look at this thing? It's this interesting rock, and he holds the rainbow striped rock at him. It's like, can you like see what this is? Do you have that ability?
You asking me?
Yeah. Sorry, he's called him Arlo. He goes, yeah. Saeryn, you have the ability to like check things out like this, like see what this is.
Let me take a little look at it. And Arlo will take the stone and kind of toss it in his hand a little bit, put it down on the ground, kind of nudge it around with his boot. Well, actually, no, he doesn't because he has hooves. Picks the stone back up, and I will subtle cast Identify.
hell yeah. So you take the time and that beautiful like egg-shaped rainbow striation described and tipped my hand about a couple hours ago. Yeah, that's what you find. It's a dispelling stone. Oh my god, who knew? That's so mind blowing.
No, look, that doesn't state consumable, but I assume
It destroys it. So
yeah, I assume it's consumable. Yeah, it doesn't state consumable. I was like looking up and like that doesn't usually say will consume stone, but it explodes. So
it destroys
D&D,
itself by
who knows
execution.
what
Who knows?
explodes does,
Mending.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody mend this thing back together. Let's do it again.
I spent 10 hours mending the stone.
Right. So basically, what you have here is a stone. You toss the stone, right? You toss it, and wherever it hits in a certain area, all magic gets dispelled.
Like a certain area, like okay, interesting. 1,000 feet, right? Like a big area. Watch out.
Maybe.
Oh, cool.
Nah, just kidding.
Oh,
Not a huge amount of space, but enough that it might be useful to like I don't know, take out like what would I have seen? What would I have read about? Like a bunch of enchanted armors, just kind of walking up to you with nothing inside, and they're just they're coming for you. Toss the stone. Oh, no more magic. They fall over.
Yeah.
cool. It's awesome.
Maybe.
So-
It depends on how powerful the magic was.
Okay. It has limits. That's good. I was a little worried that I had like this large legendary artifact stone that, would just you throw on the ground, dispels all the magic in the world. Something like that. That'd be just insane. No one would find like something like that laying around here. But cool. Something fun. I guess we'll just hold on to that. On that for later. Never know when you need to get out some enchanted armor.
You just keep it away from me and Galley. We like our magic.
And that's to enjoy magic. I think everybody we walk around with basically makes magic. Okay, I mean, just won't throw it at us. How's that? puts it back in his pouch.
Good plan.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have for the?
I'm gonna subtle spell detect thoughts again, and just kind of get a read on what the other party, Io's party, is thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely over time, if you like, you not delve into, no one needs to make saves, no one would be able to.
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm
detect.
just getting surface thoughts.
Yeah. Who would you like to focus on first?
But let's just go. Let's start in order. Let's go with Io first.
Yeah. As you she's just kind of sitting and looking over the party, and just she's spending the time busying herself restringing her bow. Now it seems like the wind is starting to die off a little bit, and the sandstorm's not as heavy. And as she's sitting there, just looking at everything and looking over the party, you just feel that sense of fierce determination that it's just that spark of, she's just almost like a mantra of whispering in her brain, just a grand adventure, and just that bubbling excitement of what's to come. You get that image of it's weird because it's in her mind's eye, she sees herself picking up the jewel, But yeah, it's just that's her focus.
Her party's Aljin.
Not false.
What was that?
False. Yeah.
I'll move on from Io. Move on to Maggie.
Yeah. So as you pick her brain, as she's just looking over everything, you get the sense of the settling thought of my hammer to my left. I can hear anything coming up from the back. Dermot's down in the shadow. I have a chance to roll over, defend. Galsariad attacks from the shadows. That's Satyr. What is he up to? And then just as she's looking over at your party, as she looks at each one of you in turn, she kind of starts thinking of this Finn, just young, reckless. Keep an eye on him. He might need help. That lady gives me the creeps. I feel like I should stay around her, though, to stay safe. And then she looks over at Irvin as he's just tinkering on with something, and just that warm motherly warmth just kind of washes through her.
Aw, that's sweet. I think next will be Irvin.
Yeah, and you start delving into the surface thoughts of Irvin, and it's you get that yeah, just that he's working away, just tinkering at this weird metal box. He just has a bit of tools and clamps and all sorts of sharp, little metal bits, and he's just inscribing away at a rune, and then picks up another tool and begins tightening, and he's just I think this is it. Well, I hope this works. But then at the same time, make an intelligence saving throw. As you hear Irvin's voice as he's tinkering, he's just like what is it? What's the rune? How does it work? And then you just start hearing a slight like an interference come soaring in off your peripheral, like in your senses, and it just says, little dot, down to the left, line up and then out. This will protect you against enemies. This will stun them if you can. And then you just hear Irvin in his voice like, okay, I got that, thank you. And then he starts scribbling in it.
Well, that's just unsettling. But, you know, that he's got a tutor? Ugh. Dermot.
Mm-hmm. Going down the line. All right. And as Dermot, he's sitting there and he's just like roasting that weenie over the fire. Yet again, the goblins just love snacking, you know. But he's just sitting there staring down into the fire is what you notice. And there's just like that bright warmth washing over him, and he just closes his eyes, and you hear in his mind, and it's really weird because it's probably the first time you heard his voice as strong and clear, like, you know, with like full clarity. I will do everything I can to protect them. Light, please, embrace and swallow me. Give me the strength. And he like looks around at his whole crew, and he's just like, there's something calling us, and I will accept my destiny. And that's just like you catch drifting across his mind that brief dream he had talked about, that spider web of fissures just like issuing out in like a small cavern at the center of it. And as he goes and dives it, like crawls in, there's just that brilliant shining light blinding. And then as he crawls and gets closer and closer, he's just filled with that warmth and that strength.
Not entirely sure what to make of him, but that's fine. All right, Gally, your turn.
Mm-hmm. So, I think with him particularly, what would you like want to be listening to, like, or like, what like out of the stack do you think like you would be trying to focus in on most?
I think if I'm listening to Gally's surface thoughts, I'm more interested in how like Galsariad feels about the party versus like their own party, and maybe how they feel about my companions, if what's going on in there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you're trying to go more peripheral and wide, and not like focusing on a personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
I don't need the tech thoughts for that.
Yeah. And as you see, as he's like looking in at his books, and you just hear the thought, just like, this could be very useful if I ever need to find one of them again, or if for any reason we need to track them down. As he's just like looking at, and like you notice he has the locate creature spell focus, or locate object spell focused in his mind that he had picked up from you. He is inscribing that at the moment.
Nice.
And then his mind wanders to that jewel that Io's been carrying. He like his like eyes drift over to her, and it's just there's so much more that we need to learn about those times. And then I hope this group has what it takes. And then he looks over at pretty much your group. You see, like, you know, all of your faces pop up in his mind, and then yours at the very last, and it kind of lingers. And he's just like, sometimes emotions can get the clouding of judgments. Maybe I need to stay focused.
And I think that pretty much wraps up my minute.
Yeah, that's I think that one stings a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. It might be ridiculous.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, just I love that being the ending. You're just like, okay, we're out. Yeah, that's.
And I think at that point, I think Saeryn is looking around. He's like, "All right, time to get some sleep."
Amazing. And at this point, you all see Ludo start going through his nightly rituals. He's takes that silverlight spear and begins practicing doing his forms with it, and then burning little bits of incense and just going through those ritualistic motions that he's done the last few nights in his prayer to Exandria. I swear I have it here somewhere. I'll find it, but don't worry about it. But yeah, that's what he's doing at that moment. And as basically, you all notice the other team that's kind of a little lost in thought and silence, but very light conversation amongst each other, just talking about the day's travels and stuff.
I would actually like to kind of break off a little bit from people, sort of at the edge of the firelight, and ritually cast silence on a block of incense and just start burning that. And I would be physically speaking out these prayers to the Raven Queen, but obviously inside the bubble of silence, nothing actually comes out. Um,
Awesome. Actually, if we're gonna do that and in silence, join me in Mission 2 chat, please. Everyone else stay here.
Roger.
I just figured let's help set the mode for that. What do you say to the Raven Queen?
this is just a very personal, like I don't want anyone else hearing this, but just um uh had I to roleplay this out, um I call to you, my matron, the Raven Queen. I am just updating you on my journey here. I don't know exactly what it is that I'm meant to do, but I know that I must push forward. I know that these people must keep going, and that I am to be going with them.
Yeah, you make that call and that plead out. And it's weird because actually this is silence. There's nothing else here. But
Yeah.
through in your mind's eye or in your brain, you hear a slight response. A call of a raven. A slight memory of time past. Just, that familiarity of just walking through that garden in the fortress of memories where that sapling had grown, and there would be a whole roost of ravens that would occupy that branch, and you remember that sound, and it fills you
Absolutely.
with that. But in that moment, as you're in that silent contemplation, hearing that call, you feel nuzzling up right next to you. Even with your perception, how did it sneak up on you like that? But there's a small raven that's just now like nestled on your arm, and it's looking up at you with its black eyes, and you feel her presence, and she speaks into your mind. Your purpose is to bring his memories, his soul to rest. The Apathion. Bring him home. Let him sleep. And then your silence ends.
Yep, because it was cast on a block of incense that disintegrates.
All right. And as we get back, but before that happens, you notice that Raven still sticks around.
Sorcerer, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're back.
Absolutely.
Oh, hi, guys.
Oh hi.
So, I think you all maybe notice Morgen goes over and casts a small little ritual and just a block of silence in that area as they spend their time. And then as the incense burns up, the silence in that bubble, because it is a very noticeable like absence of sound if their like lips are moving. But then that goes away.
Oh, weird.
I have to keep up with the creepiness, you know. It's addicting.
It's only right.
Yeah, let's go with, you know what? Go with that. Anybody got anything else in this little evening block?
I don't think so.
All right. You all can settle up and do some little night watches if you will. And I'll say between the other group and the people doing trances and everything like that, you all feel fairly comfortable that throughout the night you are well protected if anything were to show up. I will say, Aljin, would you be taking one of the watches?
Yeah, I probably would take one.
Would you take the first or second?
I think he would take first.
All right. So as you go and settle down, as the rest of the team goes and does their watches, and they'll say like Elsariad's able to take the second half, being an elf who can also trance. You drift down into sleep and, trance, the equivalent of just everything weighing on your mind, just any amount of homesickness and intrigue and adventure that's been calling you. And I think it maybe kind of brings you back to another moment. Yet again, before you had left, while you're older this time. This has been right before in that moment when you decided to leave. And I'd like to imagine it's like I was just sitting there at the water side, his feet in the water with the waves lapping up, just feeling the weight of that responsibility and duty that is impending for you, that you are being groomed to do, more or less. And as you're sitting there in that water, just think about that duty. All of a sudden, you feel next to you a presence, and there's this like little girl with just like wild hair flying all over, just like shining skin in the sunlight. Her feet in the water as well, and she's just looking next to you, and she's just like, "Wow, it sure can be heavy sometimes, huh?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just sort of how things are, you know? have to just sort of kind of get through it. And there's heavy days. There's fun, full days.
Yeah. And then she just like gazes out over the water. And you gotta keep doing one day at a time. But and she gazes out wistfully over the water again. Sometimes you just think, what else is out there? Right?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, this is just a little island. It's a big, there's a big world out there for us to explore.
I've heard it's so
As long as
big. There's so much to see.
Yeah. You want to go out sometime? You want to go out and see what's out there? Or you want to stay here?
I don't know. Sometime, but the pull of the tides, they scare me, but some days, maybe let's let it take me and see where I end up.
I mean, sometimes it's good to go with the tide, and other times you know when to need to know when to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was times where to be safe, and times where to go be a little more courageous.
Hmm.
There was a little friend down there. See, when I was down there playing, they told me one thing that was very important. They said, "Just keep swimming. Just keep on swimming." Little fish that told me that was amazing. And I think that's just all we have to do is just keep moving, just keep going the way we're going to go and see what comes in front of us.
Yeah, and you see she like nods in agreement, just this like little fiery spirit sitting next to you, and she just says, "Yeah, and it's as long as you get to choose your own path, and don't let anyone tell you what to do, right?"
He's down at the water. He's like, "Yeah, go and be yourself."
Yeah, I like that. I found this earlier. I'm gonna give it to you. And then she reaches out her hand and she just gives you a little rock, just a normal rock. And she's just like small and circular. She's like, it just sometimes it reminds me of the moon, doesn't it? And then she just giggles and then goes and runs away.
Turns it over his hand and looks up. Yeah. Like holds the little rock up to the moon.
Forms like almost a perfect sphere that like covers it up. All right, let's get back to camp. And everything goes throughout the night pretty easily. People are able to wake up in the morning nice and full rested. Or does anyone else have anything they want to do throughout the night? Aha. Oh no, how's Saeryn feeling today?
Oh, nice form. Oh, nope. Didn't like that dream much at all either. I gotta start. I need a real bed to get these dreams to actually be good. Saren's tired of sleeping outside, I think.
Oh, and then as you wake up, you see Gelsariad, like, already he'd done his trance earlier, and he's just like, yes, about to that time that everyone begins to wake. You toss and turn quite a lot, Arlo.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, was it too much? Did it bother people?
Let's just say, if there were any gloomstalkers nearby, that maybe they would have taken notice that you were a baby prey left out in the wastelands.
I'd like to think I'm a little bit bigger than a baby prey.
Have you seen any of the mammoths roam around here?
Alright, fair enough. steal. If I'm moving around that much, don't worry about just give me a little kick, wake me up a little bit. I'll calm down.
Duly noted.
Especially if you're worried about things coming out of the shadows to drag off my corpse. Don't need that.
You seem to have the most interesting dreams.
If I can remember them, yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Yes, here seems to be the rest of everyone else. And, everyone begins making their way. I should, get anyone over. And you all, the sandstorm, the wind seems to have died down quite a bit. And for the first time in a bit of clarity, you all actually see on the horizon,
By the gods, I can see the horizon.
yeah, and it's like you all break camp easily, and it's like a small strand of trees, like a bit of verdant just poking out of this arid, brown, scarred, rocky, desert, sand-blasted wasteland. And it's like a handful of miles, probably like 20, 30 miles off in the distance.
Please tell me that that's the Emerald Circle.
Yeah, there it is. I finally see it. Irvin stands up next to you. He's just like, the Waste Walkers, that is a sign of relative safety in these wastelands. And then he looks at the rest of the crew. He's like, everyone bring their offerings. And they all kind of nod their agreement. You see like this like little cube that Irvin had been like tinkering on. He like wraps up in his hand, and Io just has like this big shining ruby, and she's just like, I think this should do. Nice find.
Damn it. Forgot about that. He pulls that little rock that the one that he found the night before. And gonna cast a spell again. Gonna cast distort value on it and just raise the value, just like boop, 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 value. And
it's like it kind of has that like sleek, almost like not quite black obsidian, but has like that like shine that almost glass-like. It's interesting.
Gives it a little bit of color to it, that almost similar to the rainbow coloration in the black. Like as you put it, you can almost see the rainbow spectrum in it. He's like, "Yep, I got mine right here again."
I will be pulling out my Medal of Wit for this.
Yeah.
So your medal's like, "Oh yeah, shit. No, okay. I'll just use this though."
I was gonna do my Medal of the Conch, but I had like used that. Now it's like not magical, and seeing like a ruby from Io, I'm like, okay, let me at least give something a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Love it. And yeah, you guys break your way and start heading on down, and you feel like if you kind of push yourselves, like if the weather holds up pretty well, you could probably get there before the end of the day.
Nice, let's do it.
First nice day that we've had in days. Let's move fast.
All right.
Or quickly, maybe not
Just
fast.
for the sake of it, because why not? Let's just roll one last d20.
All right, who's up?
It might be me.
Go ahead.
14.
I knew
Best
y'all
roll
could
we've
do
had
it.
so far.
Mm-hmm.
I knew y'all could do it.
All right.
Tina's Death by Dragon, right?
And as you guys are heading your way down in, it's just like the wind, as it's like been pushing out, like it's not as strong, but it is a little at your back. So you're like, there's almost like no resistance, and you all feeling like, all right, we can see it's not bad, it's not awful. So you all kind of make a really good pace and push yourselves. And as you get closer and closer, like you feel like you're gonna get there before nightfall for sure. And as you get in there, it's like a verdant expanse that comes closer and closer on the horizon. A large strand of trees rises out of this barren wasteland. The leaves of dozens of towering oaks rustle in the breeze, and the scent of a bonfire wafts from a trail of smoke rising up from somewhere ahead. The path through the trees is deeply rutted by the works of countless wagon wheels, and there's a wooden sign at the top of this path, and it bears a decorated shepherd's crook that is the holy symbol of Melora, the Wild Mother. And there's the words, "The Emerald Loop Caravan Stop." And sitting beneath this wooden structure barrier post, you see a small little like patch of like plants and fungus and all this, like the first wild shock of green and color that you guys have seen in your entire trip so far.
I think Saren's overcome with joy and starts hugging trees. I never knew I needed you so much. You don't have any dust in you at all.
Yeah, you see Sarah just goes up and just runs like that first like strand of trees that's like right around where that post sign is, and you see like there's like little tufts of grass that just get thicker and thicker into like a full lush green as you get closer into where that like grove is like up ahead.
We find ourselves a little bit of like a lake or some water, and I'll be just at home.
That would be amazing if we could find some water out here, or a lake. I would love. That would be just great, yeah. But I don't know. The grass is nice. The green's nice though. That's goes up to branches and like feels the leaves. Just hands through the leaves. Nice.
Yeah, and
Must be some source of liquid around here. These things are green.
And it's a very like vibrant, like these are well, like, you know, the druidic nature of like the areas that you grew up around, you know, there's definitely a touch of like plant care and tending that like you notice like these are very lively and well cared for. This is like patch of like wild flowers and ranging in all sorts of colors, shapes, and sizes, and there's like little bits of fungus like sprouted amongst them as well, and like, you know, like you see little bugs and stuff crawling around. It is a very healthy spot.
Is this where we leave the offerings, or what? What's
That
the
sounds like a
protocol?
question for Irvin.
Oh yeah, the offerings. It's the Acorn Sisters. That's their name. They're like some like dryads that like tend to the grove. All I know is you really don't want to piss them off.
Lucky for me, I don't piss people off. So I say, let's do this.
Zoids, let's
these
go.
rats.
Hell yeah. Real fast, if anyone wants to make a survival check. Or if anyone has a herbalist tools kit.
I can do either.
Yeah, if you have herbalist toolkit, go ahead and make a herbalist toolkit roll with wisdom stat.
20.
Perfect. As you guys are all looking up, passing that little like flora stand offering, you notice there might be something actually pretty decent in there. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
A
A 4. Yeah, you find this like bright orange leaf that has like these like goes up in these like jagged angles, like almost like reminiscent of like a slight like flame. And you recognize that particular flower as a dragon's tongue plant. And you know, with that medicine, being able to harvest it, it is you could do something with that. I'll post that here. If you cook it up for 1d4 hours, it deals 2d8 fire damage to a creature that eats it and gives them 1 free slot of burning hands, which is expelled out of their mouth.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Very, very good.
I feel like Morgan would probably take the time to harvest that.
Yeah, you definitely notice that, like just like that bright spot sticking out amongst the leaves. Actually, I could do a thing. It's gonna go ahead and post in the Discord, actually, because that's the easiest way for me to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go ahead and add that to your inventory. You feel like you have successfully harvested that. And you all make your way down into the Emerald Loop. The forest pathway opens into a large clearing, nearly 100 feet across. Music, laughter, and the savory aromas of fresh cooked food and wood smoke drift through the air. On the west side of the clearing stands a full-grown horizon-back tortoise, gargantuan in size. On its back is the entire homestead of a family of goblins who are making repairs to the structure, bustling all about. And on the other side of the clearing is seven covered wagons that encircle a bonfire with a rope fence that has been set up to the north of this encampment to contain the wagon's oxen. And as we walk into that, let me go ahead and give you a peek of what I mean by all of that.
Ooh.
And I think we'll end tonight's session.
Yeah. Nice.
Because
Giant turtle.
the gargantuan tortoise. Like, y'all, like, I ain't kidding. That is a big turt.
Big turtle.
Yeah, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
I want to
Just go do the same thing.
on the head.
Oh, what up?
Let's go see how big it is.
So you guys are heading in from the north and past you would come in. Oh no. Yeah, y'all came in from.
There we go.
Yeah. Because you're having down. Yeah. It came in from the west. I had to visualize it. It's almost like there's like maps that could help me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first bit of travel out of the road of Bazzoxan. This
I feel like it took a long time.
It's a brutal fucking place.
It's a lot of travel.
It is a lot, and I'm glad everyone is here.
Oh, what? Would all die or something? What do you mean?
It is.
That's what we were talking about when you guys came back from your other chat that we didn't get to hear. Where Facemess is like, pretty sure that Finn is sorcerer and he's out front. He's like, yep, I was just trying to save that dude. Did not work out in my favor again. Well,
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
just
I love it.
earlier, so it's pretty funny. Like, just overzealous sorcerer boy just running at things. It's like, oh god.
yeah. Well, he was just sort of hoping it was going to be like, dang, now come this way, and the rest of my party would be like, yeah, we'll surround it. Then I forget that it's another like wizard sorcerer, and then like a cleric.
Yeah, martial. We're not very heavy with the martials.
And then Ludo, who's our one martial character.
Yeah.
Stayed luckily within 5 feet of him. I knew, or 10 feet with him. I knew to stay closer to him, but I should have stayed a little closer to him than I did. I was thinking we were gonna save that dude, and that didn't work out.
Amazing. And at that moment, you all notice there's like a little black raven that just flies around Morgen and just goes, "Oh, ah!" An official end session. Cut recording.
Can't record.